Hello everybody, good morning, welcome to the Level 2 podcast, where we are having fun just above Level 1. So today we are gathered here to pay our respects to, well, disrespects to one Darkside Phil, who has pretty much ruined his career, and has all eyes on him now. Hey Heather. We're going to have some special guests. We're going to try to get some other people on the line as well, just to give their quick 2 cents on the situation currently unfolding within our community, which has just been mind-blowing for the last 2 days. So let's get started. We have Indrid, Cold, and Snood joining us from Detractor Beam. Alt Insider might join us today. I know Meth, Lord Thunder, Heather, and I, Psycho, will be here. And we're just going to do a decompression stream, right? Because that seems to be the new thing, I think, right? That's what everybody's doing. And we're just going to discuss the last 2 days. Maybe look at some clips, maybe play some games. Who knows? But it's just going to be a nice, relaxing, chill, fun, interactive stream. Just going to jump into Discord here really quick. Indrid, good morning.
Hello.
How are you doing?
How's it going? Oh, I got some sleep. I took some ibuprofen last night and passed out. So I'm I'm feeling pretty decent. How about you?
Oh, I got so high last night. Like and I was up till like 3 a.m. trying to figure out what the fuck was going on.
Oh my god. I think everybody on our panel was drinking last night except for me. So
Oh, you guys had an awesome stream.
Hello.
Morning, Heather. How you doing?
Good.
If people don't know, Indrid, Snood, Darksea, Alt, Decepticon was on all together on the Detractor Beam. It was just an amazing fucking
nuts.
stream. And then we all ended up on Duty's stream. So
yeah. Yeah, that was I think Snood and everybody wanted to go a little bit longer, but I mean after we heard that, Duty had Keem and Craig on, it was just like, all right, no. Can't.
That was something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When I found out Keem and Craig were on there, I was just like, oh my god, now what? And then
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
that's unfolded last night is just... I don't know how to feel about it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, one makes me think, finally it's gonna get a lot more eyes on Phil and his bullshit. But at the same time, it's like, Keem now has targets on Rambo and Howard, Darish, for one. So, Leanna, like,
Yeah.
Leanna got away. Leanna got away. Right?
Yeah. It's like leave her alone. Leave
She's
the poor
fine.
girl alone.
She'll
She's
come.
doing well.
Yeah, she's.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trey, anytime
There's
you
no
want.
reason to put a target or anything on her, and Keem just needs to butt the fuck out. Just gonna say that.
Well, I don't mind
Yeah.
Keem being involved with Phil, but just not anybody with...
Else's. Yeah, I agree.
Because that rubs me the wrong way, because...
But it is Keemstar. Do we expect anything else out of Keemstar?
Yeah. Right? Like, it's...
I do a little bit.
Well,
Well,
he'll go the distance.
I hope for better from him, but this is Keemstar we're talking about. Do we really expect anything else from Keemstar? You know?
But, like,
Yeah.
Keemstar will go the difference, but he won't know when to leave well enough alone.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I will just teach him.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, you have Howard's moved on, John's moved on, Leanna's moved on. Do they really want to be dragged back into this? And I know, saying that, I have Rambo First Love on the screen, right? So...
Yeah, you do.
like, it's a tough one, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And, like, I do want to say one thing. I do want to apologize to Craig and everybody at Side Scrollers, because I was wrong. Okay, I thought for sure.
I was wrong too.
We all were.
Yes, and Craig and them did an amazing job when it came to doing the interview. I know it didn't go the way Phil wanted it to go, because Phil thought he was just gonna...
That's good.
Right? Fast talk his way.
You
and
thought
lie
it
his
was
way.
going to be another quartering interview.
Yes. Yeah, he thought it was going to be another softball thing that, you know, him and Craig were buddy-buddy from way back when, but Craig admitted he didn't remember Phil when it was first announced, right? So... And, again, like, I don't know about the background between those two. I know they were at that one convention together. They did a judge panel. Phil played a game. And that was pretty much it, right? So... But Craig and them, they did such an amazing job.
Yeah,
And,
I didn't expect that at all.
like,
so
Phil fully expected that he was going to walk away with all these new subs, all these new members. It was
I
going
know.
And then what happened? It made things worse.
Oh yeah.
And
I think I said to someone in the Discord this morning, like, we've all been waiting to see like the downfall, and I think it's officially started. Like, the really steep part. It's never going up from here. It's just not. There's no chance.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
well, not just that.
Right.
Like it's everything, right?
Mhm.
Like, everything's going to be affected for Phil. It's not going to matter. Like, it's just not his DSP gaming. Like, is he going to be able to move to another platform and can continue what he's doing?
I don't
doubt
think
it.
so.
Yeah.
He's
We find him.
Like,
Well, not just that, you know, he's gonna, you know, if he does move to another platform, what is he gonna do? He's gonna use the same name, he's gonna use the same gimmick, he's gonna out himself as being who he is, and it's just gonna be the same shit storm of hate and discontent, you know, and
People everywhere can feel it. Wait, I mean, most people can feel like when something's off. And like when somebody's lying to you and you're just like, I don't know. So, you know, there's going to be other people on other platforms that are going to be like, I don't know, man, this is fun. This is weird.
well, he's not going to be able to move because detractors and everybody will follow him wherever he goes.
Exactly.
Right? And so you're going to... So what? So he's going to move over to Odyssey. Well, I know for a fact that Trolls have already registered every single fucking name he has under the sun. So how's he going to run his... Is he going to name his channel Burnell Productions? I don't even... Is that even fucking registered? I don't even know.
If he changed his name and he got a new face and changed his voice, then we'd have a harder time, you know.
And stop being a dick. That would
Yeah.
be great.
If he changed his whole personality, maybe we'd have a harder time finding
He
him.
needs a personality transplant.
But he can't, right? Like that was
Yeah.
one of the that was like the first question Craig and Adam asked. Who's streaming? Is it Phil or Darkside Phil? There
Yeah.
not Phil, Darkside, the person that appeared on.
Hi, Alfred.
Oh shit, Alfred, man, what's up? Thank you very, very much. I forgot I had that enabled.
Nice.
Shit, I should have disabled it for today. Thank you again, Alfred.
Whoops.
Appreciate it. What's up, Psycho? You're
Nice.
welcome in anytime. But like, they ask him that, right? The person that appeared on Side Scrollers was the act. That was the character.
Uh-huh.
What
Yeah,
we
but
saw
that's-
last
and then,
night
like,
is the real Phil.
Yeah,
But-
and I
But
feel like
her
the lines
Burnell.
Okay, you're right. I was gonna say I feel like the lines were a little bit blurred. Now that you're right, that was the act on Side Scrollers, definitely. And then
Yes,
Real
it
Phil was last
was.
night. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. Right? So it's like, when we see Phil streaming 6 days a week, he's here 6 days a week, right? Two streams a day. That is the real Phil. There is no character. There never has been a character. That's just the real
No.
Phil. And everybody knows that. Every detractor knows that. I think all his viewers understand that. But he just attracts those people, right? Like the OICs, the Jades, So there is no character for Phil. It's just Phil. And he can't change that.
No.
We've seen this for 15 years, right? Like, nothing's changed.
He's gotten worse, I would say, actually.
So it's like when you hold in anger for a really long time, but he's trying to hold in his real personality, and I feel like that's
He
what's
has
happening.
the
He's trying to hold it all in, and now
personality?
I'm
pressing X
if you
to
want to call
doubt.
it that.
Well, it's
If
very
you want to call it
toxic
that,
and
then
negative
yeah.
personality.
Yeah. But it's coming out. It's exploding. It's oozing. It's gross. It's
It's worse than his eczema.
I know. It's so bad.
Well,
There's blood and ooze all over the place. Mm.
Oh, gross! Is he gonna pick it and eat it?
well, that's the new lore,
No.
right? All the medical bills, the new lore is the medical bills, right?
Right.
Right.
That,
Yeah.
But it's not the big C, so it's nothing serious. So does that confirm, like, what does that confirm for Phil? Arthritis, diabetes?
I was gonna say possible diabetes because, like, I know he has lost weight, but it's not because he's exercising at all. I have a like a family friend who had diabetes, and it was like really bad, and she lost a lot of weight.
Yeah,
feel
he
like
definitely
that's possible.
has lost weight, but not in a healthy, I'm trying to lose weight kind of way.
Well, just look at the picture right
Yeah.
now on the screen, right?
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah. Super cute.
does that look healthy to you?
No.
Yeah.
And it's interesting if you look at. I think I watched a Snort Burnell from like a year ago. Even a year ago, he looks better than he does now, and it's very odd, super weird. It's like, oh my god, you've shriveled that much.
Yeah.
Not just shriveled, like, I find, like, his face is very, very bloated. And
Yeah.
coming from someone who's known a lot of people dealing with alcoholism, this is what I see,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it's just like,
Oh, that's.
Hello.
Yeah.
Who joined us?
hey, Thunder,
There's
what's up?
Lord Thunder.
Hi, Thunder.
Hi. If you look at Cobra, his face is all swollen and bloated as well, and that he's a very clear alcoholic.
Oh, yeah,
There's
like, he does
definite-
it straight on stream, right? Like,
Yeah.
Phil, I
Yeah.
find, is one of those people
There's
that,
definite connections.
he's like that closet alcoholic, right? He's going to hide it,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Whereas Cobes is very open about it.
Which I almost respect. So.
Hey, he was showing his wands again. I still got to get Anne a wand made from him.
Oh my god, that'd be great. Oh my god, I might have to look into that. That'd be good.
Okay, so we're gonna probably
So
have
it's talking-
people trickle in. I haven't heard from Snood yet. I haven't heard anything from Alt. I want to put a shout out to.
Snoot's coming. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure I
absolutely.
spoke to him a little while ago.
What I
Yeah.
want to do is I'm thinking about might DM like Sam and Steve and maybe see if they come in and give their 2 cents
Oh.
here. and see if they
Steve
want
is on with Decepticon today.
Yeah, I know. Maybe I'll see if he can bounce off for like a second or something.
Okay. Oh, Ice.
Ice,
Wow.
what is up? How you doing?
Hey, Ice.
Nothing much.
Are you enjoying the meltdown like we are?
I didn't watch it last night because Phil pissed me
Oh,
off in the
man.
first 10 minutes, and I was
Well, I
just
just
like, I'm
meant in
going
general
to leave.
meltdown, but yeah.
Oh yeah, the
last
general
night was-
meltdown it's exactly
It's
what was
special.
expected.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Yeah.
exactly what everyone was expecting, and I don't know why he thinks this is going to work out in any other way for him. Like,
He knew.
It's his
He
only
was
option,
hoping.
right?
Yeah.
He has
it was
nowhere
his
to
only
go.
option.
He has nowhere to go, so he has to succeed. So instead of just admitting and going, you know what, guys, I'm sorry, I fucked up. I am to blame. I did everything wrong. He's gonna
I
double
did
down,
nothing right.
right?
Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing? Hum along, Hood Hustler, Grave.
Hello.
Hey, Tommy. Hey, Alfred Ponte. Yeah, it's
Let me close my door.
Yes, that's true. God, I don't know that. Yes, that's true. We kept saying that last night, and it's just I woke up, and I think my first thought was, "Yes, that's true." I can't stop. It's so bad, and every time I see true,
Hello?
it just goes, "Yes,
Hey,
that's
Train.
true."
yeah. He doesn't get it.
Hi.
He's still playing the perpetual victim card, and it's Phil. These are now outsiders. They
Yeah.
listen to you. They told you they didn't. They thought that the detractors were insane. They told
Mhm.
you this straight up. And as the interview went on, they just didn't
Yeah.
believe you. Yeah, you didn't provide any evidence. Oh, I can't show you my WWE because that could hurt my family. It's a fucking mobile game, dude. That's not hurting. It's not hurting your family.
No.
I know
Like-
it involves him. It's not what is Ket playing it too or some shit. How the hell is she-
Possibly.
The
Well-
only way that it would look bad, the only way, and they said it on the side scrollers, is if his wife didn't know that this is where all his money went.
Yeah.
And it's true that he's down from the rafters, or they call me at DSP. Yes, we know it's him. It everything lines up. The line app, the phone number, the name change, the rank, the login time, the length of time being spent on it. It's like, dude, yeah, guys, it's me. That would be like if anyone looked at me when I play Final Fantasy 14, or I'm saying I don't play Final Fantasy 14. Like, Ice, there's a character in there named Ice Yamamoto who has spent X amount of time in the game, and the payments line up
Yeah.
with the game.
Yeah.
Like, how are you saying that's not you? That's
I
not me. You
know.
have no proof. It's spelled exactly like you.
And,
Well, that's not me. This is somebody trolling me. Who the fuck would actually get in a game to troll you and spend thousands of dollars to fuck with you? I don't believe
Right.
That's the one thing, right? Like
right.
that was the excuse he was
That was-
making. That some troll
Mhm.
created the account and blew $100,000 just to own Phil.
I
Yeah.
They
know.
really
And
owned
then
him, dude. They owned him
the-
so hard.
I know.
Yeah, the expertly doctored bank account statements that look like that was made just to troll him too, right? Or someone just made a bank account to troll him and be like, "Oh, we got Phil. Look at all these
don't
charges."
get me started on
Yeah,
that fake
they used the
bank
Social
account
Security as
crap.
well.
Oh
We
my
got 'em.
god.
Yeah.
Got
No,
'em so
no.
good.
I know. We got him.
Hey,
Got him,
Can I
guys.
show y'all something? Can I show y'all something?
Sure.
All right, so I'm gonna
I-
do this, and don't.
I would enjoy that.
This is what I mean by it right here. I'm gonna show you, and you can show it on stream. It doesn't matter to me because it's nothing doxing or anything like that. So-
Hold on a second.
Oh, a game. Which game is this? I don't know what this is.
This is Final
Final
Fantasy
Fantasy
14.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. I don't.
And
It's
like
not
I
my
said,
style.
This would be me like, you see how the name is spelled, just like you see my name in the Discord call. How could I sit there and say that's not me?
Yeah.
Guess it's not you.
It's
You said
it's
it. I'm taking
exactly
your
this.
word.
Yeah, it's like that's exactly me. That is me right there. It's
Right,
the same
and,
fucking
and,
name.
and what information are you doxing right now that's going to
Yeah.
get his
Exactly.
family in trouble?
Exactly. Okay, I
think for
play
the-
Final
the
Fantasy
whole-
14. Whatever.
I think the thing for the doxing is, I think he's trying to say like, oh, I'm not going to
Hello,
show my
Guardian.
Apple account or like my Apple ID, and we don't want that. We want
Nobody's
the
asking
W-
for that.
Yeah, we don't want that. We
He's-
just want the WWE.
Basically, Phil is
do.
Don Quixote tilting at windmills, imagining threats that aren't there. You know, the windmills are detractors who are evil and
They're gonna kill me, man.
Yeah, man. Oh, I
They
was waiting for that to
threatened my
come up with
life.
Evil AJ.
Well, he said
I
that
was
with
waiting
death
for that.
threats. He mentioned the death threats on Side School.
Oh yeah, well, this is how
And
you
it's
look
just
like.
like, this is the
Were
first
there
time
really
I'm
death
hearing
threats?
about this. It's the first
Were
time
there?
I'm hearing about it, right? Like, it's
yeah,
like
I mean,
death
I've
threat.
heard him mention it before. He has said on several occasions that after this
Tell
is
me I'm
how
not
you
great.
don't
I love
play
it.
era started, and Evil AJ had become a threat to his life.
Bro, Evil Agent wanted to
It's
kill
Oh, I
me.
exactly like
know.
with Carl. I somehow managed to just leak my social security number showing 14.
But that's the thing. Like,
Identity
we
theft.
of his information based on documents he's leaked.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, if
Like,
there's ways
there's
that-
only one thing I've played where I legitimately ran across another Ice Yamamoto, and that
Nice.
was back in like 2013 in the VR chat, Second Life.
Oh
I
my
ran
God,
across an
Second
actual
Life.
other Ice Yamamoto, and I'm like,
you're-
dude, we got to be friends. And he's like, what? I
you're
said, we got the
ancient.
same name. Yeah, I'm ancient. And
You're aging yourself,
I mean,
dude.
Actually,
I played
no.
Second Life for a
Actually-
really long time, so
actually, my friend, she played it back when it was just a web browser.
Oh wow.
nice.
Yeah, so she's got way more time into that than I do. But it was just, that was like, oh my god, another Ice Yamamoto. I was like, we gotta be friends just on our names alone. And he's like, yeah, we actually do. So sometimes we would used to fuck with people and we'd have the same AV, same clothes, same everything. And we would go to each other's different places just to fuck with people.
Yeah,
Thunder,
that's
what are
fine. I
you-
used to
Oh, go ahead, Adrian.
go ahead. I was gonna no, it's okay. It was just Second Life talk. I gave a couple of friends my avatar shape, and we do the same shit. It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun to fuck with
Yeah.
people like that.
Hell yeah.
Thunder, man, how you doing?
I'm tired.
Is Thunder's volume okay for everybody?
It's
It's a
pretty low
little
on my
low.
end.
I
Very
know.
low.
Low.
Let me switch devices real quick. Hang on.
Oh my god.
I can boost you here.
Disaster.
Jesus Christ.
Disaster.
That is,
Disaster
get on
thing.
the ball, motherfucker. Holy
Boom.
crap.
Cut the
Come on.
stream.
This is
It's over.
unprofessional.
Y'all hear me now?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just one of them things though. Be like, yo, man, you fucked up. Yeah, it got the better of you, and then just move on.
But
He
that's
doesn't
narcissism.
understand. He doesn't understand because he's a narcissist.
Yeah,
And dare
Yeah.
I say, there is some severe cognitive decline caused by alcohol abuse.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. And we're just witnessing it. And like this is
all
mean.
for it.
Oh god, I almost don't want to say it.
Say
I'm very excited to watch.
Oh, we
Damn.
all are. We
Well,
all
yeah,
are.
we're all gonna enjoy this spiral, right?
This channel is not monetized, so go ahead and say what you want.
Yeah, you
Yay.
say
I
that.
already
Yay.
botched that up. I botched that up as soon as I came in here, man.
Yeah, like I don't give a fuck. Like, it doesn't matter about language.
Yeah,
Like, do we think like watching the last
No.
few days? Do we think that there's actually a mental problem now with Phil?
Yes.
I've
Yeah.
always
Oh,
said
there's
he has-
Yes.
always a mental problem.
I have
I've always said he's had one, and it confirmed it.
I have
Again,
felt
I
that
don't
since
think it's
2009.
autism, but
God,
he's
yes,
definitely
2009.
got some mental illness going on.
Yes,
I think he's,
like
he definitely needs some sort of therapist. There's got to be some sort of trauma. There's got to be some sort of just cognitive something happening.
That damn Wolverine toy.
It's
The
the
Phantom
Wolverine
Meow.
toy.
trauma.
Yes.
PTSD.
I don't even think it's that. I
It's
I
definitely
honestly
not,
feel
but-
that Phil
Imagine.
has a legitimate mental health issue,
Yeah.
and because he's not getting whatever it is looked into, he doesn't know about it,
Uh-huh.
and because he doesn't know about it, it's everybody else is the enemy. I'm my only ally. Fuck you. I
That's
don't care if you're
interesting.
pretending to be my
Paranoid
ally.
schizophrenia.
Yeah, because
Well-
it just makes no sense.
No,
I
I,
don't think
I
he's
was joking.
schizophrenic.
I was joking. No, I was joking. That was a joke. I wasn't serious.
Yeah, but it's not out the realm of possibility
It's-
due to look at his
It's
friendship.
not, because
Look at
when
his
I was
friendship and look at his girlfriend.
when I was a teenager, I had depression and anxiety disorder. I didn't understand it yet because I was a little bit
Well, that,
before
yeah.
the time it all got well known, and I
Yeah.
didn't understand. So I would go and find ways to dull it, alcohol and stuff. But and then I finally did figure it out. I had no idea. So it's completely possible he's doing the same thing and just thinks that looking into a therapist or going to a doctor is beneath him, or
Well-
he doesn't have a problem.
I think
we
it's
already know
denial.
We already know his
Yeah.
stance on mental health. He thinks it's all in your head, obviously.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
like, he
Yeah.
definitely does not believe in therapy or anything, really.
You saw
Yeah.
how
I'm
he
above that.
reacted when Craig and Adam suggested therapy. He went all siege mode and
Bro was
Yeah.
gonna freak out.
nodding his head and frowning at the same time. God,
Well, you got to
I know.
remember, and I'm taking from the white race here. Phil has a defense of 1,000,000. You're not breaking through it. He has 0
No.
attack power, but you're
All
not breaking through his
defense.
defenses.
Right. I
Yeah,
love
It
that
all went straight
analogy.
to defense, and he was able to use that defense, that unbreakable defense, for years until he decided to go on a Normies Cat podcast. Let me spew my usual gouty nonsense, and you're just gonna have to believe me at my word. Just take me at my word, Droob. And then they
Yeah.
just straight up told him after, they're like, dude, I don't believe you. Like, you're not
Yeah.
bringing anything to this table to make me believe you. And Craig was like, dude, I was on your side when this started. Like, I thought they were crazy. But listening to you talk, you're not making any sense. You're
Well,
yeah.
lying, and trying to get you to admit something is like pulling teeth. Like, 45 minutes just to get you to say, yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Thunder.
Yeah.
So, like, that's the thing. Like, they were talking to. I'm talking the original interview on now. What was that, Thursday?
Yes.
yeah.
They were talking to Phil like he was a legitimate child.
'Cause he is,
Phil,
right?
do
Kid
you
gloves.
understand what we're saying here? Like, they
Well-
honestly were asking questions that were way too fucking difficult for that man. Like,
Yeah,
they
they
needed
were.
to dumb those questions down. Like, the second you get to a question within a question, curtains close.
Look when they were talking about Keem. Hey, Phil, is it okay if we bring Keem on? Is
Right.
it okay for Keem to be in the same room with you? Is it okay if we bring Keem in and say what he has to say? Keem agreed to be respectful. Phil, are you still okay with this? And then mid-conversation, Keem, hold on. Phil, are you still okay with Keem being here
Yeah,
and saying
they
what he's
were. They went above and beyond what they should have had to make sure he was comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Well, I think they knew they were dealing with a flight risk.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
They
Yes.
said that.
Yes.
They said that
Like,
after.
that Travis, even though I don't really like Travis on side scrollers,
He didn't. He didn't participate much in the discussion. Like, he didn't bring much to
No.
the discussion. I felt.
yeah,
no.
but he stated
Well,
that they
no.
were expecting him to run.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Well, we all did.
Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't?
I'm
And-
just gonna be real. I think there was someone in his ear that was like, Philip, if you join and then leave, it's curtains, my man.
You think that was
Yeah.
Cap?
I'm not saying it was
No,
Cap, but
it's
I
not-
think there
it's
was
not Cap.
somebody in
No.
his ear saying,
I
"Hey,
think
dog,
it
you get in
was
there and you
Craig
run."
or Adam or Travis, one of them.
One
don't
of them,
think-
yeah. I think the warning, if there was a warning, it was given by the podcast guys, not Kat.
Cat's kind of a moron.
She's a non. I
No,
think she's
remember.
she's
Remember.
person non grata in this. I think she has nothing to do with the podcast.
Wife
No,
Shield was
remember what he
activated
said about
multiple
her.
times yesterday.
No, remember
Right.
what he said about his wife. I walked
Yeah.
in the living room and just saw her staring at the TV, blank TV.
I know,
Looking at the broken vacuum cleaner.
dude. Like,
Phil is
You
broken.
should not
Help.
be. That stuff you should not be saying online. I get it. I get it. That this is your only communication with the outside world. It's self-induced and it is your fault. But
Yeah.
there are some things
he's dead inside. Fuck.
you don't. Yeah. He has become the dented one.
Yeah.
Like, at first, it was like, okay, we could laugh and say, we just call him dented. It's whatever the fuck. But it's like,
Oh
no,
my
you
God,
are
is that
indeed.
what I think it is?
What?
Somebody posted a GIF in Discord of cat staring at a.
Yeah, that's what he said. And
Awesome.
That's
he's
great.
sitting there. Oh well, the detractors don't know about my wife's restraining order against her ex-boyfriend because he was beating her up. Why the fuck would you say that?
It's not true. Oh, excuse
Pity.
me. I coughed and spoke at the same time. I'm sorry.
I mean, whether it's true or not, that's not my issue. My issue is why would you say it? Why are you throwing your wife
Yeah.
under the bus for everything? Why are you?
and
Pity.
this,
Yeah, and
You
it's like,
need-
dude,
you
you're not
need
getting
pity.
pity. You're not
and this
getting
is the
pity.
man who has said he needs to stop dropping so
Sharing.
much personal information.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which is my issue with this whole thing is the man is a walking contradiction.
Oh yeah, he is.
Oh yeah.
He is king of the dents too. Like I'm
Oh,
gonna be
unless
real
it-
here. He is the prime dent.
You know,
Um,
if I could
Yeah.
ask him a question, my question to him would be, "Hey, why do you think everybody left you?"
Yeah.
That's
I know
my
what-
one question.
I
mean,
know.
we
I know
the
what his. Oh yeah, I know his response. I was
Yeah.
working too hard, or
Yeah.
something along those lines. No, dude, you're an asshole.
Wow.
Yeah,
So-
he did mention that, like, you know, I was committed to my craft. I was working as hard as I had to work, and
No,
People
dude,
just
you're an
couldn't-
asshole. No one likes you.
Yeah, I mean, and then he dismissed.
Dude.
He contradicted himself in that John and Howard thing, where he was just like,
Mhm.
"Oh well, Howard and I were never friends. Howard and I were never friends.
but-
It was Rambo and I. We were friends. Howard was just an acquaintance. I don't see why he's pissed. Da 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 da." And then when Howard's like, "Yeah, dude said this about me if I don't come over," and Phil's like, "Yeah, I said that just because I just wanted him to come over." So you admit that you're a fucking piece of shit human being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
admit that you actually
think-
started beef with John just to get him to communicate with you because he told you he was busy. You don't see a problem with this? Oh well, I said I was sorry. No, you said you're sorry. I can say I'm sorry all day. Sorry, Prophet. I could stomp Prophet's toe and not give a fuck. But if I'm sorry and I stomp Prophet's toe, I'm gonna say, "Hey man, I'm really sorry about that. I'm gonna make a conscious effort to not step on his toe again."
There is a difference between
Hello?
staying sorry and
Snood.
being
Snood.
sorry.
I see.
Hey Snood.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, I'm talking to Snood. Oh, sorry.
Wow. Thanks.
And
Wow.
you know I love you.
I know.
Stop.
I was. What I was
I
gonna
know.
say,
Oh my
though,
god.
is I think that I don't think that he actually feels sorry because he can't. He can't. He just
I-
can't.
yeah,
He doesn't
I legitimately-
know-
Yeah, he can't.
He
Yeah,
can't.
Yeah.
I don't think he can. Yeah.
I don't think he is capable of caring about anyone other than himself. Well,
Well,
No.
he's the first priority. He always will be.
well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
human
That's never
nature
changing.
is you yourself is always going to be your first priority. I don't care how selfish you has to be, but like he-
Self-preservation.
correct.
Yeah.
He
But where
takes
did he
it
get
to
that
an
from? We've spoken about that before, right? Nature versus nurture.
correct.
Yeah.
Like, do
Yeah.
you see this as his parents failing, or do you see this as
I
Phil was
see
just
this
like
as-
this?
I see this as
Narcissism.
somebody who probably wasn't
Parents.
altogether there to begin with, being given way too much too fast, getting complacent, and then having the carpet yanked out from under him.
Parents. I
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
will believe. I will say the parents are at fault here.
I,
Because like,
I think
like, I don't-
differently. I
Yeah.
think
Both?
at his core, DSP is just a bad person. Like,
I do
think
too.
He is
Yeah.
too.
I
Oh,
think it's
that's
I think
not-
it's a little
that's not
bit of
changing.
I think it's a little bit of everything. I think of his upbringing
Mhm.
because from what it sounded like his parents were kind of detached and really weren't a part of his childhood. And then I
Yeah.
think as he grew up and he started getting into the whole FGC thing and he got a tiny bit of fame, that started going to his head. And I think it kind of just made him self-absorbed and the person we have to watch and we get to watch and laugh at now. I don't think
Yeah.
there's any one sole contributing factor to why Phil is the way Phil is.
No, very rarely is there one sole contributing
It's
factor.
a
You're right.
it's a whole bunch of issues combined.
Correct.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you
Definitely.
think of his mental state right now? Because we just spoke
Yes.
about this. What do you think about Phil's mental health right now?
Bro was on Minecraft once.
Oh.
Yeah. Like,
I'm of two minds on the topic. He might either be like fucking like strung out right now with anxiety, sweating his little piggy nuts off in bed, just really clenching his jaw, extremely anxious and extremely unhappy, or he is pignatized still. He still thinks that he came out of all this looking good. And well, I guess did he go over how many tips he made on the React stream yesterday?
Oh,
He made
No.
like 200, didn't he, or something
that
like
was
that?
the stream. That was how much he made on the immediate like decompression
right. The
stream.
decompression. Yeah,
Oh,
it was like
okay.
yeah, it was
254.
No, he made 30
after
it was-
the interview.
Yeah, but
Let's say he made on 39 last night.
39.
Yeah.
but
Oh.
we don't know that. We don't know that because he
Now-
didn't read any tips. Did he read any tips at all?
I
I
don't
read
remember.
them like
Think
at
Read
the
some
end.
super
I
chats,
think.
like big super chats
read
he
the-
was reading at the end, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little Suze.
Something.
I mean,
Little
we already
Zeus.
know he hides things thanks to Snorlax King, so we already know
Yeah.
he gets tips and doesn't say anything, which already points him to be even more of a scumbag.
I mean,
It's like, all right, you're not saying this out loud, so you're hiding money now,
yeah.
and you're also
Yeah.
using that to climb the tip jar and still like, oh, I'm poor. I need your. Well, I'm not poor because he's not poor, but it's like, oh, I need help. I gotta get my cat supplies and I gotta get pet supplies and food and stuff for the
But
house.
guys, he showed a piece of paper. He's
yeah, that-
poor.
That
Sure,
was
come on.
so fucking. Oh my god.
That reminds me, I'm here dropping a massive bombshell on this stream right now. Hold on a second here. Let me just find a pen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right on
here
your
it
nose,
is.
Quick.
No, I've got Phil's transaction history right here.
Dude, no way.
Hold on a second here.
Oh, is this, is
What?
that a piece
Okay.
of paper?
Number one here. It says Dr.
Written in crayon.
Piggy's Gout Store. What? We got it this
What?
time, boys.
Oh my god.
Oh
Was that
my
on a piece of paper with handwriting on it though? I'm curious.
It was. It
I
was
want
his
to
own
know if it's
handwriting. It was crumpled
Dead to
up
rights.
because he was trying to
Okay.
protect something.
Got it.
And
Yeah.
it's just
Okay,
like his old
I'm
man
sold.
writing it, and I was just like, again.
Was
Couldn't
it
stop
written-
I couldn't stop laughing.
Was
It
there
like
written
10
in
minutes.
crayon? That's what I want to know.
It looked like
He's-
Sharpie.
he's-
Yeah, it looked
he's
like he
done
wrote
this-
It was
Oh,
Sharpie.
Sharpie.
before.
It was even
That's
funnier.
one
God.
step above crayon, I guess.
He's done this
Maybe.
before, and
Maybe.
Yes.
he thinks people are supposed to just buy that. Like, dude, everyone has bills. Like, I always
Everyone
tell
has
people,
paper.
I tell everybody, you're always going to be in, you're always going to be in debt. As long as you're alive and you're in a house, you're going to have debt because bills are still debt. But
Yeah.
he did commit perjury when he sat there and said he put his
Yeah.
house on the bankruptcy as a business expense. Your house is not a business expense unless you're
Yeah.
filming out of your entire house all day. That is not a business expense.
Right.
That's what, and they talked about that on the interview.
Data.
What is what is your $5,000 a month of business expenses? And I
Yes.
asked Craig that. That's one question you really do need. Like that was my question.
Yeah.
Justify the $5,000 a month in business expenses, and then Phil, right away, is like, "Where did they get that number? It's from your bankruptcy claim."
You listed it, moron.
Well, it's
You
not
were
my job to
recorded
know what's on those
saying
forms.
That, you dumb
Yeah,
fuck.
and he didn't know
No,
what he put on
dude.
those forms. But then how
He
did
went out and said, "I don't know what's on those forms."
Yeah, he said that.
Fill them out.
Yeah.
But that's the
my
thing.
No, that was my tax attorney, dude.
That's not my
Uh,
job
yeah,
to
my
know what's on
CPA
That
those
was
does.
forms.
bankruptcy. Yeah.
And Intrid makes a good
Yeah.
point, right? Because he basically nearly perjured his own ass by stating that it pretty much wasn't his tax guy's fault that he was in the tax problem. It's his. Because he
my
gave
tax
the
guy's
tax
great.
guy the information.
Yeah.
Well, the tax guy's not
Yeah.
going to know. It's like, well, are you hiding anything? Right?
Also true.
Yeah.
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 100%.
He more or less admitted to perjury on,
Yes.
on his stream.
Well,
I would argue multiple times.
Meth is,
Yeah,
is
and
going to
he
be on
said it-
hopefully here because Meth and I talked about it behind the scenes here, and under Meth's understanding is he's not perjuring himself because he's not under oath.
Right. Well, no, he was under oath. He swore an oath at everything.
It's not perjury. It's fraud.
Oh, sure, whatever.
It's
Yeah.
just basically
Fair
a
enough.
line now. And my question for
Okay.
Meth is, can somebody use this now? Go back to the bankruptcy court in Washington and go, listen,
Oh.
right? Or go
Statute
to
of
a tax court
limitations.
and go, listen. right?
Just do it.
I think.
Now, guys.
Now, guys.
I'm gonna be real. The odds of that happening and them doing anything with it are slim and none.
I was gonna say it's
Yeah.
slim and
Yeah,
none.
he's such a small time person. You know, if he was like, who was it who went to jail for tax fraud? Was it
Wesley
Wesley
Snipes.
Wesley Snipes.
Yes.
But he owed
If
like
you were-
$2 million plus
Well,
dollars.
but
or something like that.
yeah. I mean, you know, yeah, I get that, but you know, I'm just saying, if he was somebody famous and more in the limelight, maybe the IRS would
But
turn
he's
an eye towards
prolific.
100,000 videos.
When did
15
his bankruptcy go through?
2020.
2020,
So,
yeah.
and sometime in 2020, this year, statute of limitations will kick in, and he can't be charged for fraud. So,
Only 3
Okay.
get him now.
doesn't-
Get him,
At the
So-
end of the day,
Get
it
him.
really doesn't matter.
get him now. And so, if anyone's doing anything, get him now.
I just want to one thing real quick to any of
Can I
Phil's
get him?
audience that may watch this, and I'm not going to call you what you really are.
Be nice.
If you are feeling any sort of question about this man and how he treats you and his money, don't tip him. Don't super chat him to discuss how you are disgusted with his actions. Okay?
Just
Right.
don't do
Yeah.
anything.
Stop
just,
that.
Yeah,
Stop that.
No,
Just
no
walk
money,
away.
Memberships, no subs.
Walk
just-
away.
Yeah, like and
Take
that's
that. Take that money. Buy yourself something nice.
You know, speaking of that, there was a couple days ago, I know this is kind of off topic. There was a couple days ago when that person was like, "Oh, here's $2. It's all I have to give because
I
I'm
know.
So yeah, please guys, don't do that to yourselves for a
Yeah.
man like Phil
Yourself
Burnell,
first.
please.
Don't not even just Phil Burnett. Don't do that for anybody.
Anybody, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
If this
I
is
only-
your last few bucks, do not give it. Keep it.
don't
You-
go homeless
Mhm.
for him.
yeah,
Mhm.
don't file bankruptcy because of him.
Yeah,
It's
Timbo.
true.
You fucking moron.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Ingrid. You want
Number
to say something?
4.
No, I was just agreeing.
Oh, okay.
I'm waiting
So-
for 4.
So somebody brought it up. He's made about $450, not counting last night's React stream, according to Piece of Pieces tip tracker.
Holy shit.
Ah.
Since the decompression stream.
But that's the sympathy,
Okay.
right? That's
Yeah.
sympathy money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's
but
so
look how
side
fast
goal.
that wore
Decompression
out.
was sympathy, and then 150 was Hogwarts. I think ending, right? He's done with Hogwarts.
Yeah, he
now?
got-
Oh,
Yeah, he
thank
raged
fuck.
I know he
Yeah.
rage quit. I think he's done. So
Finish it.
He's still got
He
170
hates
bucks.
open world games, and he didn't
He hates gaming.
realize.
he
Well,
hates
yeah,
gaming.
he
Yeah,
hates gaming.
All of them.
But he didn't realize how open world the game is, and he hates open world games. And
He hates every game.
Yeah, but
And-
he seems to have a particular hate on for open world games,
Fair.
because
I
he
Go ahead. Go
Oh
ahead.
right, yeah, because he quit that one, the Atomic Heart, because it was going to
was
be
too
somewhat
open
open
world.
Sexualized robots.
Yeah.
bullshit. That
It
he
was
just
sexualized
got
robots, and he didn't
he
get
got
into
yeah
Sexy
he was
robots, get out.
uncomfortable because of
Yeah.
the titty girl robots and the sexy fridge.
Mm.
Yeah.
We're
Nora.
buffering.
Yeah, thanks,
Oh, never
Nora.
Hold on.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, you're lighting up here on my screen.
It's my cat.
Oh, I want a
Give it,
cat. I'm stealing
Yeah,
your cat.
sometimes Discord likes to act up because sometimes mine will light up, but I'm not saying a word.
Yeah. But like,
Yes, that's
I know
true.
we had asked this, like Ingrid and Heather and I talked about this at the beginning. Like Snood, Thunder, Ice, Trey, Psycho, where do you think Phil's gonna go from here? Do you think it's just gonna be business as usual, or do you think
Business as usual.
As usual.
Oh, he's gonna
he's gonna-
try business as usual.
He's
and
gonna
it's
run
gonna-
this. He's gonna
won't
run this
happen.
for a few days. He's
Yeah.
gonna talk about this because he needs to keep the attention high. And why? And it's for the reason I didn't watch him last night. I'm not giving you attention for this because this is intentional. This isn't typical Phil buffoonery.
Yeah.
Phil saw what happened, and he's like, I need to capitalize. I had 800 viewers.
Yes.
I got to capitalize on this now.
Yes. 100%.
So this is all intentional, and I'm not going to give you attention for that.
So There's been this prevailing discussion brought up, and it was highlighted last night on the Team Craig duty call last night.
I was asleep when that happened.
Is Phil playing
Yeah,
a character,
I
do we
was-
think?
I watched it.
0% chance.
Oh.
Impossible.
There's no
Zero.
character.
Okay.
Oh,
Impossible.
Okay.
There is no
So-
character. This is Phil.
Keem is 100% in this idea that this isn't real. This is a character.
Wait, no,
Yeah, I
He
thought
is
so at
real.
first, too. I thought
No.
so
This
at
man
first.
is. This is
No,
how
It's
this
not a
man is.
character. This is
Shinko
Dark
actually
Side
pointed it out to him because he was on the call too. And Shinko was
Right.
like, "No, this is real. This man is real. Like, I know you don't want to believe it. This is him."
He's an
Uh-huh.
alien.
Well, that's what
He's
Keem
dumb.
said, right? Remember what Keem said? Keem stated that he wanted to have a sit-down chat, no cameras, no nothing with Phil, because he doesn't believe that this is the real Phil.
Keem, I'll give you $1,000 to film it.
Like, it's
Yeah.
this is the real Phil. There is
Yeah.
no like I said earlier, the Phil that appeared on side scrollers, that's the
Mhm.
act. That's the
Right.
character.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the fake.
Yeah,
Phil.
that's the
That-
mask that
that's-
slips a lot.
that's not even true though, because that was actually the real Phil that you saw on Side Scrollers podcast.
Do you think
It
so?
was a filtered.
Yes.
It was
I-
filtered.
Well,
No,
because
it was-
you have the Jaha moment, right? Where you see this, and I know Thunder has witnessed this too, because Thunder has actually
Mhm.
been at tournaments with Phil. That
Mhm.
when Phil is out in public, like that with other people, Phil is a completely different individual. What we saw last night was the real Phil.
Now, hang on, I saw the man over a decade ago, so you got to factor in the man has been sitting in an echo chamber for over a decade.
You're
Right.
talking
Yeah.
you're talking about like how he interacts with people and like attributing that to be like his personality. What I'm
Yes.
saying is that the real Phil was Phil being given like literally being handed the opportunity to say
Yeah.
someone reached out their hand to him and said, "Phil, it is okay for you to be who you are and say that you want to do the things that you enjoy. And if you just admit that that's what you're doing and what you want to do, that it's okay." And they were like ready, prepared to be there for him. And the true nature of DSP came out where he rejected that connection because he would have to admit that he was wrong, because he would have to admit that someone he didn't like was right, and because he would
Yeah.
have to change something about him. And his avoidant personality disorder kicked in, and he just
Ooh.
went up with the lie. I will never admit the truth because it's not true. And if he never admits it, he can never be blamed for it, and he can never be made fun of for it. So
But is,
you know,
but is
if
that
you-
the real Phil then?
that is the real Phil.
That's,
I think
yeah,
so.
that's the real
I
Phil.
think
But that's the
so.
Phil that we
Yeah.
see daily on his streams.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean, no, that's another persona. That's like streaming DSP. That's like tough guy, and if a tough guy slash like working
The
guy.
man slash if the guy. Yeah, that's the guy. That's
The
his
guy.
persona. The
no,
guy,
no,
right?
I don't buy that. I don't buy that.
No.
No.
What do you mean by that?
The
Okay.
reason I don't buy that is because Phil has the notion in his head that he's the hardest working guy on the internet. He believes that. That is not a character.
Yeah,
he mentally believes that. He thinks
Yeah.
everyone is wrong. And even when Craig asked him about sponsorships, Phil was still like, well, they're not bad, but you have to be a shill. That is Phil. He believes what he's saying.
yes.
He's not backing down
Yeah.
on that. That is
Well,
Phil.
I
But
disagree.
that goes into the avoidant thing as well.
That's
Yeah.
what I was going to
Ties in a
say,
little bit.
Indrid.
Yeah.
Is that it's actually like those things are excuses. There was something that he came up with earlier that was the reason why he couldn't send something. Fuck no, there was just some dumb like reason why he couldn't bring someone on, or I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the example that I had, but it's like he comes up with these bullshit like fake excuses for why he can't do some stuff.
Well,
Like
that
Yeah.
ties into the idea of learned helplessness.
it's
And his
a,
perpetual
yeah.
victimhood.
it's avoidant.
Yeah.
It's avoidant
Eternal
behavior.
victim.
I'm avoiding doing work. I'm avoiding taking responsibility.
responsibility.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
therefore that's not an act. That is him.
But the
Yeah.
the act is I'm a hardworking guy and I'm
Yeah.
like,
I
out
see what
here.
you're saying, dude. I
Yeah,
see what you're saying.
that is the act. And believing
the
and there's even a further act in there where he's acting like he believes that but I don't think he actually does believe that.
You don't think so?
I think
You don't
I don't
think
think
No,
I don't think he
believes
does.
that.
I think
Okay.
he believes that.
But that's the
He
He
knows
knows
narcissism,
the
that.
though.
truth.
Right?
He
That's
knows
the
the
would
narcissism.
truth.
agree.
And the reason I say that, the interview, he kept wanting to blame everybody else, even when he
That's-
was at
Yeah.
fault. That's not a character trait. That's him as a person.
That's victim.
Yeah.
He's victimizing himself, right? He's always the victim.
Yeah.
He said remember during the interview he said he doesn't want to come off as looking like the victim, but that's all he does.
Oh God.
He brought up his wife and ex-girlfriend apropos of nothing in the last 10 minutes. Like if you had an interview and you know there was all this stuff and it's like all these people brought up the worst things about you, but actually there was something really bad
worse.
in your history, like
Yeah, but-
orders of magnitude worse than the stuff that they discovered, and they didn't bring that up, and you're just like, oh thank fuck. I would be like, thank fuck they didn't talk about the grooming. Shit.
Well, he was trying constantly to try to change the subject on certain questions,
Yes.
right? He
Yes.
would bring up,
Yeah.
it's like, well, you want to talk about identity theft? It's like, well, no, we're not talking about that yet. We will get to that. And then he would
Yeah.
change it, and that's what he did
Later.
with Kat and Leanna, right? He wanted
So-
to change
Yeah.
that talk to them, like to try to get eyes off
It was
that.
sympathy searching.
Because it's in an unassailable position. No reasonable person would say, "Oh, I don't believe you when you say that your wife was abused by her ex." And I don't believe you when you say that you didn't molest an underage girl, like like without like actual hard evidence, because there is no hard
Right.
evidence that he didn't.
There is
that
not.
he-
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. And
I
so
don't know, I know
Hey,
Meth
We
is-
need
Meth
the
is just busy right
IMs
now.
from when they first started talking.
Didn't Meth
Ooh.
look into the restraining order and found that there
I
was
looked into
no
it, too.
evidence?
Yeah.
Oh, you did too?
There's a couple
I
people
Yeah.
searched
saying
There was
every
no-
court available in the state of Michigan,
Never happened.
and
hold on.
it's inconclusive.
So,
Hold on, I'll throw a legal thing out here. Absence of evidence is not evidence of absence.
Boom. Yeah.
Okay,
So-
that's fair.
My results were inconclusive on searching this, and from my legal background, it could have just been a very small. I want to be careful of how I say this. It could have been just like a 90-day restraining order and something very small. And it could have been something that could have been expunged, I believe.
Oh,
So theoretically, this allegedly happens, 2017-ish? 2018-ish? So it could very well be something that where if Kat doesn't re-up it and Superman doesn't fuck up anymore, maybe it gets expunged.
Well,
but
they're on the opposite sides of the country
Yeah.
by then, right? Like
Right.
2017,
Thought
she
it was-
moved in with Phil,
Right.
right?
I
So-
just thought it was so weird that came
I-
up, how that came up out of
Because he was
Yeah.
I was
panicking.
like,
He was
I
panicking.
personally, since it's coming from Phil, I don't believe it.
I don't
don't buy
believe it either, but
I
it's
don't
not
either.
the evidence
No
or lack
chance.
thereof,
Especially because like it's inconsistent with the story that he's told us about before, which he uses to debunk the escort thing. Like if I'm not going to have all the details off the top of my head, but like if I'm remembering correctly, he said that he flew her out once or twice.
Multiple times.
Multiple
Right.
Yeah.
times.
Which would imply that she must have gone back to wherever it is she flew from, right? And so
I mean-
if she was with Subaru Man in that time, does that mean that she, like, presumably... sorry, like, wait. Did she fly? Did he fly her out before they were together? Like, surreptitiously under Subaru Man's nose? How is that
Oh my
possible?
God.
But what did
right,
they,
she would have to
yes.
tell
If
him
so-
she's going somewhere.
Yeah.
And if so,
Yeah.
did Phil know
Can't
that
just say you're visiting
he was an
family.
abusive man, and then he let her go back to him?
Right. Oh!
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
and you know what?
And yeah.
I could actually believe that simply
Yeah, I
because
mean, it's
of
Phil, right?
Phil.
Yeah.
the reason I say I can believe that, I could believe that because of Mr. Wizard.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone knew what he was doing. So you admit you knew what Mr. Wizard was doing,
but you
and
did nothing.
you chose
nothing.
not to go to the authorities with this information.
And this
I don't-
man was
I'm
doing
not
some
familiar.
heinous shit.
I'm not familiar
Wait.
with that situation.
Yeah,
Long story
I'll-
okay,
so,
so real
yeah.
quick
Yeah.
history lesson. Mr. Wizard was a big guy in the FGC. He had things to do with organizing EVO, the tournament where Phil placed fourth. It comes out like within the last 2 or 3 years that Mr. Wizard was doing some shit with some underage people.
Oh yeah. Phil
And
talked about
Phil
that.
Oh, yeah.
grandstanded like a motherfucker, saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, everybody knew
I
what
knew
he was
that.
But in
doing."
typical
I knew
DSP fashion,
that.
he also said
Trust
the
me.
reason he got kicked out of that group was because he wouldn't let anybody's shit go without calling it out.
Right.
Right.
Oh my god.
So which is it? It's the
Yeah.
contradictions keep building and building and building and building and building.
Which
So
begs the question: either he didn't call it out and he's lying, or he was okay with it.
He was okay with it because
Yeah.
fine.
it was the only thing he
was okay
had.
with it.
Thanks, Derek.
Thanks, Derek.
Yeah, thanks, Eric. I really appreciate that.
The other thing is
Yeah,
that he
that's
didn't
nice.
know about it and he was just saying it to get clout now, which is
Mhm.
like
course,
probably
that's
coming.
10 times more pathetic.
Worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if actually morally and ethically that is worse than like witnessing something like atrocious happening and doing nothing, or if it's or is it worse to retroactively claim that you did, like
So,
retroactively claim that you knew
Dude,
something
as
and then
usual
did
with
nothing
Phil,
about it?
he picks the worst of the
Worst
worst,
options.
and like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
grafts them
know.
together.
All right, so I see
What the
everybody
hell?
talks about
Gentric
everybody talks
grafted.
about Darish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
Uh-huh.
my viewpoint on this. I'm gonna say my viewpoint.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Here it comes.
People say, "Oh, well, look at his Twitter. It's full of porn." Who gives a fuck? It's Twitter.
Yeah.
He's an adult.
Okay.
I don't
He can do
get
what
why
he
people
wants.
I don't get why people are hooked on what he likes. That is irrelevant.
Well, because he has the playlist of underage girls.
That
Oh,
is
well,
what you
and
should.
he also
No, I get that. But
harassed
here's what I'm
porn
saying. This is what I
stars.
want. This is what I want you to look at. He's looking at pictures. All right, fuck it. Who cares? Look at the ones that block him. Look at his playlist. Just him looking at porn alone is bullshit.
Yeah, that's I
It's
agree.
a worthless thing to keep pointing out.
Yeah,
I think
but
it's
sorry.
the sheer amount.
That
I get that, but I'm gonna say this from a friend of mine back when I worked at an old job. He knew a guy
Okay.
that had a terabyte worth of porn categorized.
Oh my god.
Oh
basically.
my god.
God.
King.
That's
King.
impressive.
Yeah,
Again.
that's in late.
So again, the amount of porn you have
Fact
is literally irrelevant.
Yes.
I
It's
know.
what you do.
Okay.
It's what you do after the fact. He's harassing porn
Yeah.
stars. That is
Yeah.
what you look at.
So to
He is
speak.
he's being blocked by them. That is what
Yeah.
you look at. He's got that underage playlist.
Right.
I'm not going to touch with a 10-foot
I
pole.
think it
That is what you look at. But he follows a bunch of porn stars. All right, whatever. He got
Nope.
a bunch of porn
Yeah.
pictures. All right, whatever. He made a bunch of comments. All right, whatever. But
I-
focusing
think-
on the little things, yeah, and you could say it. I'm reading the chat. Yeah, you could say it could lead to that heinous act, and then you can look at that. Yes, but-
I think that if anybody was being that horny on main, like retweeting, openly commenting, I think you would make fun of them.
Laying out a
as much.
schedule.
Yeah, laying out a
The
schedule
girls
for what you're
that's
going
gonna
to
be
do.
in.
Cam girl schedule.
yeah.
Again, though,
When I was-
that's just looking for a reason to attack somebody else.
It's
That's
just,
all that
I mean,
is.
it's just funny. Are you
is
going to
funny.
tell me
It's-
that's not funny? Like,
It's
I'm
not funny to me. It's not funny to me because
Really?
it's worthless. It's worthless to me.
oh, okay. Well, sorry. Let me just, I just want to clarify one thing. Like, I'm not like criticizing or saying that he's wrong for doing that because he's an adult and he's fine. It's extremely funny to me that he is like so like literally like 21 hours a day is only
Yeah.
posting at porn stars and
No
That's
one's
what I was
hunting
trying to
down
say.
people that
So
do
the-
that.
the-
It's because he's with Puritan Phil that it's funny.
well that too
Yeah.
that too
Yeah,
right?
but
think it-
again, that leads on
Hey, that's
to.
his son. Don't make fun of him.
But that leads on to if this was literally anybody else, nobody would give a fuck.
No, of course not.
I
But
So
think-
that's why I
I think I
said
might.
it's worthless. That's why I said it's worthless.
So-
We're doing this because he's attached to Phil. If Darish was never attached to Phil, nobody, and I mean nobody in the detractor community would ever look in that direction.
Also,
nobody.
Nobody would even know about
So-
him, really.
The way
Exactly.
the way I look at it is you can see a visible escalation
Oh yeah, I'm
in
waiting for him to be on the
what
list.
he's doing. And Logan K, when Logan's feeling better, get well soon, buddy. We're going to talk about this.
Yeah,
so
buddy.
Yeah, well,
that'll be put out. We're going to talk about the escalation of Derek, but it's an escalation, and you can see. I'm not saying anything criminal has happened yet, but you can see a clear escalation. I mean, you now have porn stars going on Reddit on detractor threads saying, yeah, this fucker's annoying. I had to block him because I was getting X number of tweets a day and I wasn't cool with it.
and
Okay, now that I didn't know about.
Oh,
'Cause
sorry.
Yeah,
I
oh
don't,
yeah.
I don't keep
Yeah.
up with him because, as far as I'm concerned, he's irrelevant to the person I am actually after.
Well, sorry,
Fair.
he's not though. You know, DSP treats Derek with extremely
yes.
special, right? Like
Yeah.
that's why you know who he is, and that's why people have looked into who he is. Because, like, again, if he was just some guy in DSP streams, there's tons of people who are just some guy in DSP streams. And people know
Yeah, you got a
nothing
point
about
there.
them, right? Derek is posting every 5 seconds talking about how Mulan starred Eddie Murphy and it was released
Combination is weird.
1997, right?
Oh God.
God damn it, Snoot.
And
Oh, Mulan's ruined for me now. Shit.
enjoy, but
Yeah,
the
fuck.
and DSP and DSP will respond to him. No money is ever attached. Will respond to him after the 7th or 8th message most times, but he'll be like, Derek says that what? Like,
Ooh,
sorry, you're gonna have to write that again, Derek. I don't understand that. Oh, he's saying that The Lion King came out in 1994. Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Derek. I did not know that.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's the favoritism. Anybody else spams in chat, they're getting banned or timed out. Anybody
Yeah.
acts moderately the way
Out of line.
Darish does, and they're out.
Who-
But
who-
here's
who-
Darish. People have said, "Hey, Phil, ban this motherfucker." You know, and
Or just,
and
like, tell him
they
to
get
stop.
banned for telling him to
Hell
ban
yeah.
Darish.
Okay.
You know, it's like there's something going on.
Well, not to
Weird.
mention that DSP is aware of what is on Derek's
Follow
Twitter.
Derek anymore. He used
Yeah,
to.
he unfollowed
He-
him.
Correct.
Yeah, he
but
unfollowed him.
additionally, when he was talking about this in either the Decompression stream or in the Side Scrollers podcast, he
Mhm.
said, one of my fans is being harassed by these idiots, and just because of some stuff that's on his Twitter. They're like
Oh
making
God,
fun
he
of him for
mentioned
his
Darius
Twitter.
without mentioning him.
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Oh, well,
so,
never mind. I take back everything I just said.
well, thank you. Yeah.
I did not. I did not hear that part. So that's on me. If I had known that, I wouldn't have said
You're-
anything.
I do
You're
agree
good.
that the porn itself, outside of the little girl playlist, that's creepy as fuck.
That's
and I-
creepy. Yeah.
That's creepy.
Uh,
But
I would
as
like-
far as the porn goes, as we said, he's an adult. He can enjoy whatever
yeah.
he wants. But there's more to this situation than the porn.
Yes, I agree.
mean-
And
Mhm.
let's not forget, Phil blocked Darish on Twitter.
Unfollowed.
Why?
He
He unfollowed.
Unfollowed.
He
Yeah,
unfollowed.
He unfollowed.
unfollowed.
And that was one of my
Yeah.
questions for Craig. Again, it was why did Phil unfollow Darish on Twitter? Now,
But
Phil,
sorry, go
Phil's
on.
excuse. Go ahead, Snoop, because I think you're going to say exactly what I was going to say here. So I want to let you say it.
no, I just lost my train of thought. Please finish your thought.
Okay, like for me, Phil will make the excuse that he unfollowed lots of people at that time.
Yeah.
Darish
Oh,
just
yeah.
happened to be
Yeah.
one of them, right?
That's-
Now, with
Right.
That's not where I was going to go. I was going to say that it would be like for any normie any outsider looking into this situation, talking about anybody who is just a viewer of DSP's stuff would probably be territory that nobody wants to cross. And I think what Ice
Yeah.
Yamamoto was just talking about is like pretty proof positive of that, right? Like, there's no reason to go after this guy because we're interested in Phil, not this random dude. But
Yeah.
with additional context, like that's just not something that someone who is an outsider is going to have right away. And
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
even if they found out a little bit more, it's still going to take a little bit more like kind of explaining for an
Right,
outsider
right,
to
right.
be interested in that in the first place, right?
No.
Yeah, because I don't look at what Darish does. I only
Exactly.
get my information from everybody. So that's why for me, it's like he's fucking nothing. But
Snoop,
now hearing this new information, him blatantly saying him on the side scrollers without saying his name,
Yep.
that changes my perspective a lot now.
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
Snoot
Yeah.
can actually literally, like if Snoot looks out his window right now, Darish is across the street.
Oh, damn.
You're laughing about that. I genuinely could be. You know what? That's a great idea. I'm gonna go
Oh,
to the
no.
Toys R Us in Markham,
Oh.
Ontario, right now.
See
and
if he's there
I
right
will,
now.
I will join the call and see if I can get Derek on the podcast. Can you imagine?
I
God,
can see-
my God.
oh, God.
Give me a few hours. I'll drive up there and we'll go up there. All right.
Let's
Why do
do
I-
it. Let's do it.
I have
Oh
the
my
thought of him
God.
wearing the Pennywise with the balloon.
No. Just
don't ruin
does
it for me.
Does he say we all float down here?
We all float down here, dude.
Oh.
See, but my
Oh,
I
DSP Gaming.
truly
Did you
think-
know we float?
I'm back.
I truly
Welcome back.
think that, and this is my opinion, and I've said it before, I'm worried Darish will be the next Luca Magnotta.
And that's
that?
what
I
I'm
don't know
getting
what that
at
is.
when I say there's escalation.
Yeah.
I
And
don't-
that's
I don't know
where
what that
I
is.
can see Derek leading, right?
He's a famous Ontario serial killer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I was about to ask.
Thank
I was
you,
about to
thank
say
you.
like I have no idea who
Not
that
a
is.
serial killer. You just gotta watch. He just killed that one guy,
Is it-
right?
A serial
Probably.
creep.
Sorry,
Murderer.
isn't he's the one who is the subject of the documentary Don't Fuck
Don't
with
fuck
Cats?
with
Yes,
cats.
don't fuck with
yeah.
cats.
Oh,
Oh.
oh my,
okay.
oh my god.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And that's where I can see Darish heading. Now, last night, Craig let it slip that he had looked up Darish's stuff. They started talking about that on the duty stream. For those who don't know.
Oh, no
Craig
shit.
knew
Yeah,
who he
no
was.
way.
No.
Yeah, Craig
Wait,
knows
what?
who he was, and now Keem,
Why?
they gave
Keem knows.
all that information to Keem.
Okay,
last
so
night.
yeah.
Oh
no.
my
Yeah.
god. Oh
Is that
my
going to be a
god.
subject on drama?
Okay, so
my
real quick
lord.
on this, Keem did come out and say, like, ass, Duty is feeding him names of people in the vortex.
Yeah.
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 Keem goes,
Yeah.
I am fascinated by these people,
Let's
and
go.
I think I would want to make a documentary series about these people.
Please bring me on your show,
But-
Keemstar.
But hang on. And this is the real G statement in all this. What did Keem also say? And guess what? I'm going to use Phil's footage, and it's going to be fair use. So I dare him to sue me.
Oh,
God.
And Keem tweeted at Darish, and Darish retweeted Keem.
No shit.
What?
Yeah,
Oh,
bring it up.
What?
Bring it
I
up.
saw that.
Bring
I
it
saw
up.
it.
I need to go look.
Jamie,
Oh my God.
Jamie,
Link
can
me,
you bring that
Android,
up,
link
please?
me.
Team
Please,
Dub.
Jamie, now.
Holy shit, there are a fuck ton of people in this fuck
I
pile.
don't like Keem.
Hello.
I
God.
know.
On
I don't like Keem
principle,
either,
just-
but Team Dub.
I don't,
Yeah,
I
he
don't want to
won.
look it up
Keem,
because
but
He won the internet
he knows
I don't
yesterday.
want. I don't want to risk bringing up anything on fucking Darish's Twitter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can we please
I'm
not?
gonna go look.
Yeah, send the
Oh, wait,
link.
I can't.
Send that link to me too. Just I'll have to look at it too. Just
Hey,
because.
Meth Man,
I
what's
can't-
up? How you doing?
I bet.
You know, for my
Almost.
part, you know, just speaking of Darish's Twitter, ever since Phil's fucking meltdown, my cock has been rock hard, and I am just ready
Okay,
to go.
oh God.
Damn. This
Are
is
you gonna-
this is just
Are you
my
going to have
girlfriend,
the camera on?
my girlfriend's happy and also not happy, but it is fucking awesome. You just saw this man went and got drunk. He guzzled a couple pony jars and had one smashed up inside his pussy, and he is going to be digging glass
Oh.
out of that bitch for years.
Oh, wow.
Man.
Meth.
Oh, fuck this dude.
Image.
And he deserves everything he deserves.
Rainbow
Oh,
shot.
yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Everybody's
Oh,
WTF? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
We
Sorry,
go,
chat.
and we go now to Henry Kissinger with his regards.
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah.
Kissinger, what do you think of the
No, this is the
shattered
party,
pony
party
cum jar?
right here. This is the party right
Oh my
here. The guy's
God.
fucking the guy couldn't have thought that this was a good idea. Well, no, he probably could. He probably thought he could just blow the 8 and get on there and just tell his story, and they would just believe him. But he's that deluded. I've met deluded people like this before, and you could run them all the time, you know, behind glass. You know, if you take them as criminal clients, because eventually some of them, you know, start believing their own bullshit, right? And they
Yeah.
go and act on it. And
He really
just that-
retreated Keem.
He did.
yeah,
Wow.
and
Oh, yes, he
it-
did.
I am
God
digging through
damn,
his
I mean,
Twitter
this
right
is-
now. Oof.
yeah,
It did.
and with
I sent a
Darish,
picture. Check the
with
Discord.
Darish, how easy it is,
Okay.
with how easy it is to do that shit.
It's
I literally had a
Oh, thank
client
you.
one time
There you go.
who went and said that he went
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he happened to have a 4-year-old girl sitting on a couch
Yeah,
next to him, and so he just impulsively went and grabbed her and started fondling her. That's how quick
Oh.
that type of shit can occur,
What?
man. And it's fucking
Oh,
It's
brutal.
also in general.
Oh, he retweeted it. Oh my god.
Yes, he did. Yes,
Yeah,
he did.
retweeted Keem. Yeah.
Yo, the heel turn. Let's
Christ.
go.
Well, there we go.
This
He
is
knows
nuts.
at least you know he's
Crazy
aware.
times.
He is aware enough. He is aware enough to know who Keem is and to actually do something about that, to actually act on that, right? So he's
my
not
head
just-
is spinning right now.
I am.
This
the-
is
the-
insane.
Do you think Darish is going to tell Phil about this?
Oh yeah.
Phil,
Yeah,
already
I think
knows.
Darish
Phil
already
knows.
knows.
Phil
I think Darish
appeared.
already knows. Phil already
Get
knows.
this. Get this. Last night, when after the Tractor Beam stream, we all ended up on duty stream. Phil appeared in chat. Craig said that he
Yeah,
appeared in chat.
Yeah, that would. Well, I mean, I saw Peace was talking
No.
about it. He said
That
it
was a
wasn't
fake
him.
Phil. That was a
Yeah,
fake
yeah,
Phil.
that was a fake Phil.
Well, I looked up
Are you
DSP
sure?
Reacts, and no one else has that.
Yeah.
I didn't see
Because
any
that
other.
person-
No,
that person kept
no,
talking.
somebody has already admitted to claiming the name DPS Reacts, so that was not Phil.
Yeah, I've seen them in,
No.
in other streams.
Okay,
Like,
that's
Yeah,
I think,
yeah,
including
yeah.
And
Plus,
also
the, plus what they were saying.
Reacts on Twitter is a parody account that they make fun of Phil too.
Oh, I know.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I love that
That's true.
account.
Yeah, we saw that. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
there was
follow it too.
there was a DSP gaming in side scrollers chat last
Yeah,
night.
in
and-
Craig's chat.
In Craig's
Yeah,
chat.
and that
on
wasn't
Craig's chat,
that
not
wasn't
Duty's.
the Phil. Yeah, that wasn't
Well,
the
yeah,
Phil.
he would have a check mark.
Yeah,
in-
Okay, I didn't
it's-
even think about that.
Yeah, and it's also like we've
Right,
seen countless.
okay.
How many Derek Ips have we seen? Like in the
Yeah,
past, I
so
think
many.
It's
We
pretty
have one
many.
that comes into our streams regularly.
Yeah,
So
we do.
yeah.
I'm still not 100% sure who it is actually.
What if it's
I,
the real
I'm not
Derek?
either. I don't know.
Can you imagine if it was? Well, that's the thing is, I've been a little concerned that like Derek and Jade are actually just like extremely deep cover trolls for a little while now. Like,
Oh my god.
the way that Derek and also Slayer too, like the way that they are interacting with DSP is ruining his career, is ruining his business.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Kagome stopped coming around a lot because of Darish.
Kagome's back.
Mhm.
I've seen
He's
Kagome in the
Yeah,
No,
he's
no,
back,
there.
but he's there. But what I mean by is he leaves. He'll stay there for a little bit, and then when
and
Darish
leave in
starts his
frustration.
thing, yeah, and once Darish starts his thing, Kagome's like, "All right, fill him out."
Darish being
Yeah.
a deep cover troll, I mean, would be as bad of a gay ops as somebody sitting there and recording the transactions from the bank leaks and having things sort of match up and sort of be believable enough. I mean, he'd have to stick with it for so long and
I mean, it
never
would be-
never
it
drop
would-
cover.
It would be the most incredible, like, legendary level of
Yeah.
like character keeping that I
A
don't think
one-man
anybody would.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
he's
Like, they
literally
deserve
gone and
an award.
Those creepy what is it, the lip syncing or the sing along videos that he would do on his bed in his wife beater. He'd be
Oh.
embarrassing
Like the
himself.
sock golf.
But
Yeah.
somehow if you just came out, like if he literally had a moment like I don't know, like where he just like stopped talking like a and then he was just like a completely normal person, like I have been pretending to be mentally retarded for over 12 years.
Like at the end of Scary Movie, Special Officer Doofy stops
Yeah.
acting like Tard and becomes the hip cool suave guy.
there's some anime that has like a screen where they're going down an elevator and the character is literally saying I have been pretending to be mentally retarded for over 12 years.
Yeah.
So,
It's been a wild
Mhm.
ride, but I'm ready. Let's go.
God, I want to be like the best
Never gonna happen.
anime pro tag, and I'll be fighting a bunch of guys like, oh, 6-on-1, that just evens the odds. Heh, I'm only using 10% of my strength.
no, but you go. I'm actually using negative 10% of my strength. I have taken severe penalties to my mental acuity, and now my strength has gone up 17-fold. This is my power.
Whoa.
I do have to admit, though, in light of this new information, I do take back my stance on Darish.
That's
That's
cool.
okay.
Welcome,
That's
brother.
okay. Welcome.
Welcome.
Yes.
There is so much to wade through. It's so easy to form one opinion and then form another opinion when you get more information. I mean, we're like chest deep in this shit now, you
Yeah.
know. So it's understandable. It's cool.
Just keep your head above the water. That's all I ask.
Yeah, I do not want to get
Oh yeah.
swept up.
Yeah,
in that.
Yeah, it's
So-
gross. It's really gross water.
I just
it's
took
got
a
shit
look.
floating in it.
I just
Like-
took a look at his Twitter and
it's
no.
so bad. Wash your hands, man. Wash
Yeah,
your
I
Get
hands.
it,
just want to
tetanus
bleach my
shot.
eyes now.
Get a
I wanna bleach my
tetanus shot
eyes
for
now.
fuck's
Dude, what is
sake.
that anime?
I'm
Wait,
not sure. I'm not sure actually. It might, I don't think it's a
Oh, what
Gundam
is?
anime.
That's fucking
No, it wouldn't be
funny.
Gundam. Gundam is usually political.
Yeah, well,
That's
what's
great.
more
Sounds
political
like
than mental
some Dragon
retardation?
Ball Z bullshit.
You know
actually.
what? You know what? You got a point there. That is true.
There is
That's
actually
true.
an episode of Monk where there's a character who was blind who actually regained her sight, and for still afterwards,
Uh-oh.
she pretended to be blind so that she could take revenge on somebody who harmed her family. So, and did it for years. So it's not. So out in literature, or in entertainment, it's not unprecedented. But I mean, those are people who are just doing a job for that. For that show. I mean, this is years and years and years of you basically acting like a fucking degenerate. I mean, okay, everybody has their little things. I think, some shit's unacceptable, like cuckery and bullshit like that. No, guys, fuck no. Don't let anybody touch your woman.
No, hell no, fuck that.
But yeah, fuck that shit right there. But other things like you want to do some other shit. You want to have something shoved somewhere. You want to get tied up. You want to get choked and everything like that. Called a dirty slut. But that's some good shit right there, right? But
oh my God, how did we get here?
But with Darish, I mean, he's just on a completely another level. He has to go into the live stream. He's going to the Cam Girl live streams and just crying like begging and crying like a bitch. He's crying like Phil, crying over his wife. Man, dude. You don't cry if you're a man. You don't cry over your woman. If something like that is happening to your woman, your default emotion is rage. It's anger. Okay, it's not crying like a little bitch.
What if anger? What if anger makes me cry? What if anger makes me cry?
Yeah, there you go. Cry. Yeah.
Like the anime cry, like when you're really angry and you're screaming, like I'm gonna get you. Yeah,
I'm about to do it. I'm about to do a Detroit smash on them.
I have to say the best one for that was Spider-Man when he was wearing the Venom suit in the old cartoon, and I forget who he was after. And they were running up like a clock tower, and Spider-Man was just fucking screaming at him how he was gonna get him.
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the exact details though.
Yeah, that's a high level of anger right there.
The pig is live, and he seems to be in a little better spirits.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I know.
Consumed a lot of
because
spirits,
he's actually
I told you, business as usual.
He's actually thinking about getting rich.
Oh yeah, he
Shocker.
said he wanted.
He did it last night.
He already said
Rich. Rich said no, he didn't want to do it because he's putting his kids to bed, and then Phil apologized to him.
Oh right. Yeah. Forgot about that.
And we were all like, "What the fuck is going on?"
He needs to leave Rich alone. Rich has enough to think about with his daughter being sick. He doesn't need
Phil's
that
gonna
shit
use that.
Yeah.
Rich
was
and
literally
Phil will
like-
both use it. They'll both use it.
He put him in a situation where Rich cannot deny the apology, no matter how shallow it is from Phil.
That's such ass, man. Like your
You
daughter's
talk
sick.
about that
I love you.
But I'll say something.
Daughter's sick. I'm sorry I wronged you, man.
I'm gonna say
die,
something.
Phil.
I'm gonna say something here, and it's the unpopular opinion. And I said it in Raven Stream. This, honestly, mind you, I'm not saying I agree with it, but this is the best move Phil could make because he literally has nobody in his corner. If he can get Rich in his corner, he has one person, and that's a good thing for him.
That makes the apology and everything insincere. That's self-serving.
It does, and I think Rich knows that. I don't really know a lot about Rich, so
I don't either.
I just know. I'm gonna sound like Phil here. I just know he takes his shirt off and kisses a porcelain chicken and sucks on cucumbers. That's literally all I know about him.
Cock and sucks cucumbers.
I think
exactly.
that Rich does have enough self-awareness. I don't think he's stupid, so I think he knows.
He's
smart, I don't think he's stupid. I think he's just a weird dude.
Yeah,
I think he realizes it's too deep to go in with Phil now.
No,
I think he also knows that he doesn't want to wade in that shitty kiddie pool either. You know?
He knows what happened.
I mean, Rich is bigger than Phil, which is hilarious. It's hilarious that Rich is bigger than Phil, and that was the one thing that always I laughed at. Phil is always complaining, like when he went on the side scrollers. Keem, we have to admit something. You're a way bigger channel than I am. You got a lot more success. They're gonna remember you, but I'm just a fart in the wind. My 100,000. I'd have been, if it was me, I'd have been like, yo, Phil. First off, stop that right now. Nobody cares about that. Everybody on YouTube makes their mark some way, whether it's in a good way, a bad way, or a medium way.
and that's bullshit anyways, because Phil is always the one who goes, I'm the one who's known for starting Let's Plays. I'm the originator.
Me,
blah, blah, blah.
Ree.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
and now he's like, I'm nobody. Nobody's gonna remember me. What a backpedaling cunt.
I really hope Phil
It's
becomes.
also like a pity thing as well.
Yes.
I felt
Yeah,
like.
Yeah.
Well,
That-
that's a part of his victim kink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's that's a part of his. He needs a little. It's about attracting
He
people.
wants his bottom padded and to be told it's okay. We love
Yeah.
him.
Okay,
Like-
buddy, it's,
like I
it's not
said-
that bad.
You know what?
He
You know
wants
he
to
needs.
be.
Go
He
on.
wants to be
What?
the dominant one. He wants to be the champion. He wants to be the strongest man in the world.
The WWE
But-
champion.
He wants to be the WWE
number one
champion. But
American player in Street Fighter 2
Right.
Turbo and Evo 2005.
yeah,
he won
but
that.
he also wants to be. He also wants to be the one who's beat up. He wants to be the one who's broken and that people weep
Mhm.
over and is carried down by. But no, dude, you're the one who you're just one of the people who just gets left up there, man.
Yeah.
It's like you
I want
fucked
to know
up.
what Snood was going to say too. I agree with
Yeah.
that, Bear,
Just
for sure.
right, just right now, it is business as usual because he's talking about how he went to Bahama Breeze today, and that the
course
combos
he
are
did.
too confusing because it's like sometimes
Oh
they come
my
with pretzel
God.
bites and sometimes
Did
they don't
he-
come with pretzel bites.
Did he name drop Bahama Breeze?
What's that?
Did he name drop Bahama Breeze?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh God,
What is
damn.
that? Is
no,
that
I-
a restaurant?
I don't know
It's
that
a
for
chain
sure.
restaurant, some
Yeah.
bullshit.
It's a why. It's
like,
where he
isn't
goes
it
for
the
his
Hawaiian barbecue.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like his first
Yeah.
restaurant Leanna and him went to when they moved to Renton.
And it's not
Yeah.
cheap, from what he said with that feasting with the queen or whatever, because he's
Let's
not
pull
the
up the
king
menu.
anymore. So,
Pull up the
oh my
menu.
God, you're right. Let's do it.
He's
Feasting
the
with the
bull.
cuck.
He's a
Bahama Breeze, Renton, Washington. Oh, found it.
You know,
oh, wait, it's
it
not in
is
Renton. It's in Tukwila.
Expensive.
Aquila.
I-
Yeah.
I think Phil gets pegged by his wife.
View menu. I
Oh
wouldn't.
my God.
Hey, don't shame anybody for what they
I'm
do
not
in their
shaming him. I'm not
bedroom.
shaming him for it.
Jesus.
It's just probably
not
what he
shaming him
yes,
for it.
that's
Yes,
true.
that's true.
You know,
I'm
Peggy.
not, like I said, I'm not shaming him
Guys,
for
wait,
it.
that.
Wait, but it could also play into some of it. Also could play into how he just instantly goes
Holy
submissive
fuck,
when he's talking to
dude.
other men.
Place ain't cheap.
Dude,
No,
it's
it's not
not.
cheap.
Their
Oh my
appetizers-
God.
Their appetizers are there's none under under 13, $12.99. Sorry,
Yeah.
like there's a
Holy
crab
shit.
empanadas
Bro was
for like
balling out.
14.
Wow.
He's
Holy
going
shit,
wild.
dude!
He's
Can, I
going
want to post.
alert.
Can we post the link in your? Can someone post the link in your chat so everybody can have a look?
I
This
got
is
you.
nuts.
Baller.
Like a house salad is $7 motherfucking dollars, bro.
Bro.
Man.
No.
Jeez,
Homemade
not for a
what?
house salad.
Yeah,
$8.
slow down.
Coconut
I-
shrimp,
I-
$20.99.
I can't
Holy
say we don't.
shit.
I can't say that me and the boys don't ever spend a lot of money on like takeout or delivery or stuff. But,
Oh.
but
Yeah.
that is I
But
mean,
you're
I'm
living
also
within your
the
means.
person. Well, that's debatable at times, but yeah.
I don't see you on
about
YouTube
normal for
begging.
California. So
Oh,
West
that's a
Coast,
good
or-
point.
yeah.
Yeah.
Those are
But
West Coast prices.
I'm
Yeah.
Those
also
aren't
the one
unusual.
who
Oh,
will go out of their way to try to like, okay, if I don't get this and I get
This
this
was
instead, you
$10.
know. God,
Yeah.
that is ridiculous.
Yeah, and Bob
sick.
Hoskins said, to be honest, every restaurant is expensive now. Yes, but
Yes,
also
they are.
this is nuts. If he is hard up, like he's saying, I mean, this
Well,
is everybody says this every day. He shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah,
He
that's
shouldn't.
No,
And he
that's the
does
thing.
it
He
more than
needs to
once
do
a
this.
week. He does
That-
it more than once a
Really?
week.
well,
You know-
that too. That too, where he's further contradicting himself. But
Yeah.
the thing he wasn't understanding that Meerkat was hammering home on his cast today was it's not so much that you spend money, Phil. It's that you spend money like a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Adam told him that during the
first-
interview.
the-
Adam said,
the-
you get the money,
Well, no.
you immediately
No.
spend it.
No, they didn't say anything negative about me while I was there. They only waited till I was gone.
The
They would've
first.
said it to your face, you moron.
Like, yeah, they were saying it to your face. Like, come
Yeah,
on, dude. How dumb can you
Dude.
be?
Yeah,
Okay.
he kept trying to say that during his react last night, and I was like, "You fucking bitch!"
They were
Go ahead,
grilling
Snoop,
you
go ahead.
all day.
when you like itemize a list of something, say like your bills, for example. I don't know why I thought of that example, but you usually like have some sort of like sorting criteria of some kind, right? Like the
What
first
needs
bill
to be paid? Yeah.
Yeah, the first bill that Phil brought up was Hulu
and his website.
Yeah.
and his website. And
Yeah.
I
my
feel like
God.
if I was trying to like BTFO the haters, I would be like, number one, my mortgage is X $100 million. Number two, my operational costs of the stream are blah blah blah, and like the idea that he thought that like he could just sit there and show us a handwritten list of words and numbers.
I know.
And like just the existence of the paper would be enough.
I know.
And how did we know? It could have been a shopping list for all we fucking know on
Right,
top
exactly.
of it, right?
Yeah.
He just shows the paper, not what's on
So,
it.
so
The
when he
tough guy
showed the
act was my
paper,
favorite.
when he showed the paper, the Kiwis did post a good enough image where you can see the first
Oh,
line that he showed is
Website?
website $60.
Oh yeah, you posted that earlier.
Yep.
Twirls and girls.
Oh
So-
no!
What?
So what?
Dude, are we looking for cat?
Oh my god.
How did
what I
Twirls
was
and
gonna
Curls
say-
came up?
He's looking it
What
up.
shrimp? Oh, let's see. What
$20 for
shrimp?
30
What
minutes for
shrimp?
Phil's haircut. Ages 0 to 12.
Oh my god. Nice. So what, Snood,
Hey, got him.
Snood brought up
Got
the quote
him.
origami later. It just confuses me. Like, how is that proof of anything, you motherfucker? It's just your handwriting. It's just nuts. He acts like it's definitive. Oh, here it is. This is it. No.
I love the
Because
the
he
tough guy act of,
thinks
"All
he's
right, I'll show
the
you,
internet's
motherfucker."
most honest person,
Yeah.
and why would people doubt him and shit, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. When your character has been cast as questionable as it has, your burden of proof is you need to provide unquestionable
Yeah.
evidence.
Concrete evidence.
Concrete evidence, that's the word I'm looking for. Sorry, us mentally ill trackers ain't the sharpest.
Yeah.
I know.
It's the
We
lack of
still
light
love
down in the
you.
basement.
Yeah.
I still like
it's
it's a
the
Gundam.
carbon monoxide.
Yeah.
I still like it's a Gundam. I would have got away with it too. If it wasn't for you damn dirty detractors.
Yeah, Logan K in stream chat, 60 for a website, he's getting taken. Yeah, that's a monthly
He's-
fee for
Oh
that
my
website.
god.
Bro, he's
That's
an eternal
monthly.
mark. He is a mark of. He's the mark of all marks.
I'm
man.
calling him right now
Yeah.
Mark Side Phil. It's no longer Dark Side, it's
Yeah.
Mark
Mark
Side.
side.
Mark
Phil.
side.
Oh.
Well, actually, look,
300 for
his
internet.
Yeah, his internet. It's like, dude, you can literally call up your cable provider and be like, yo, I need a better plan. And they can give you a better plan. Like, you live in a
Yeah.
good area. You
He
can get a
doesn't-
better plan with a higher speed. With
I
a
think
Does
you
newer
can
he
get-
modem.
think his
I think
internet's
the
bad,
idea-
though? He
I
doesn't
believe he
think
can
it's
get
bad.
it for
Modems is ridiculous.
Yeah.
He doesn't need two lines.
No, he
Like,
doesn't.
No.
And I'm gonna
Yeah.
say this, and this is not doxing him, but I have 3 roommates. We have one line, and we're all
Yeah.
able to game, stream, and I can even do what I'm doing. And we're like, dude, we have no issue, and our bill's like maybe 120, if that.
Yeah. I live
just
with
made
one other
up, right?
person.
And he can still
and,
write that off.
and we have
Probably
one
just a lie.
bottom. It's crazy.
Like,
yeah, it's
he
absolutely
can write that off.
But he
It's like,
doesn't
yeah.
know what
Part of it off.
business expenses
He
are.
doesn't. He doesn't know him.
Well, he was
He's,
trying to write off
he
his
could
own
actually
mortgage.
write part of that off, not all of it though. He would have to, but he spends so much time streaming. He could effectively, write
Most of
at
it, yeah.
least most of it off.
Yeah.
He could probably get away with writing the whole thing off, and nobody would bat an eye.
Big 30
More,
from the game cucker.
Yay! Oh
yeah.
wait, really?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Yep, I see it now. God
Game
damn
tracker.
it!
Game cover,
Oh,
$30.
Well, of course he's going to. Game Cooker's like, I'm here,
he's-
feel.
he is the victim.
Wait,
He's got the victim kink. He wants to be the little. I retweeted this
Mhm.
at that bitch. He wants to be the little dom, going in and
Mhm.
sucking Phil's victim cock.
Mm.
And because I put up some of his old Facebook posts. He still
saw those.
types the same way. He's still fucking
course
out
he
there.
Who is
and
this?
he's game cucker, game tracker.
Game tracker.
He's always talking. Yeah, it's
Um,
like I've never felt warmth in my entire life, dude. Bro, fuck you.
Are you
Fuck you.
Go
serious?
fuck yourself.
Yeah, he would write that shit on time.
Oh my
He'd write that shit
Oh
all,
my
all the
god.
time online.
Cry.
You know?
See them all, bro.
I will say this: curls and twirls, they do some pretty hairstyles.
They
at
do.
least.
Yeah,
They
but
do some
and
nice
this is
stuff.
Sav said that their coloring was really cheap though and really bad, but
Oh, okay.
that,
I can see that, but I mean the cuts look nice. At least that's okay. Except for if they did cut Phil's hair, I retract my statement. Retracted.
I think they fuck up his hair because he doesn't pay them well, and he's bitching
He
while he's
doesn't
there.
Maybe.
tip him, so they don't.
Yeah, he
he
don't tip.
doesn't tip
Right.
him,
Oh,
so
for
they
sure
fuck
he
up
doesn't
his
tip.
hair.
Yeah, they're just like,
Yeah.
all right, you know what? Fuck it. Hey, take a little bit of
That's
extra on
fuck my
top.
shit
Fuck
up.
this guy.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
Cliff,
A
Cliff, spin a little bit.
hairstylist giving a non-tipper a shitty haircut is like a waiter giving spitting in a non-tipper's food. Let's admit it.
Yeah, and they remember
Yeah.
you. That's the funny
Oh,
thing.
yeah,
they do.
remember you.
Oh,
So him sitting
And
there, he's not doing this, and it's like,
Yeah.
dude, you're fucking yourself.
Well, he's
Hey.
bringing a horse every time he comes in. Of course they're gonna remember him.
yeah,
in
you
a
got to
way-
braid those manes and everything like that.
In a way, I kind of
Yeah.
feel bad for Kat.
Lisa
In a way.
Lou with the 50.
I
Baller
definitely.
alert.
Oh my god.
Baller alert.
Lisa Lou is OIC, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
I
the
think
I'm
so.
pretty certain that.
Tipping me would
We're-
help me more than
we're
anything
like
tonight. At this point,
98%.
nice because it's been insanely slow.
Insanely slow. Come on, guys. Tip more.
Well, yeah.
Tip
Insanely
more.
slow.
I need your
Well, I
guys'
mean,
support.
okay.
Man. Y'all like what I
I
do, right?
was-
I need you to continue supporting me.
I went to hair school and I was a hairstylist for a long time, and when people came in like with coupons and stuff, like Groupon codes and things like that, and they
Yeah.
didn't tip, I definitely remembered, and I didn't give a fuck when they came back. So that makes sense.
Part of the
Yep.
game, right? It's all part
Yeah.
of
Part of the game.
If you're working
Yep.
for tips, like that there's just jerks.
Yeah,
Yep.
And that's why it's so fucking egregious that he calls what he gets tips. Like
Yes.
the idea that like
Yeah.
he equates that to like
A
good
waiter.
service.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
I will
you just
take-
like, man, fuck off.
I'll take tips over donations though, because donations imply he's like some kind of charity or
Charity.
how
something.
about
Yeah.
contributions? How do you feel about contributions?
I'm impartial to that one. I mean,
Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
feel either way, one way or another about contributions.
I like support the most. When he talks about support in like a weird abstract noun way, there wasn't a lot of support, and the support dried up. And so,
Maybe he needs a better bra. I don't know what.
I need support to pay my bills.
I need that money right now.
I need that money.
Pay my
I
bills?
really do.
Oh my god, where's
we actually
where's
have
that
a
sound clip? I'll play it.
we got a legal style person in here, so can we go back to the legal stuff about
Oh,
Yes,
right.
is Phil in
I
any
actually
trouble?
wanted to
Sorry.
Talk to Meth here because I know Meth has been doing some work. I know Thunder has been doing some work. Meth,
Apologies.
can you tell
What's
us? Is there anything about this? Because I know you and I spoke about it earlier. Is there anything true about the restraining order?
I don't know. Back in 2014, Michigan made it so that personal protection orders, as they're called there, are information about them are unavailable online, and it's a privacy confidentiality issue.
Yep, that's what I said.
Some states are like this. Like here in California, you can't look up cases involving paternity, meaning that you have parents that are unmarried. And the reason for that is to avoid embarrassment of having a child out of wedlock just be,
Oh my god.
put out there. It's a law from the 60s that's still on the books.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds pretty archaic.
And so, but in Michigan, for protection issues, because you don't want to look things up and potentially find addresses, just by accident or anything like that of somebody
Yeah.
who's protected. And so they just took it offline. I might be able to call up the circuit that she was in. I believe she was in the 4th Circuit over in Michigan from her last known address.
That's
but
that's what I got too.
But the thing is that Phil could always come back and say, oh, well, she didn't get the restraining order in Michigan. She got the restraining order maybe in a different state, or she maybe got the restraining order in a different place, and you'll just never know. He can end up just pulling that bullshit. So, but I could probably request it. Well, I'll have to call to see, can I even get a copy? Would I be able to order it? And
someone just ask him.
what was that?
Couldn't someone
He'll
just-
never give it out. He'll say that it'll hurt his family if he
No,
Yeah.
no.
Proof of it.
Superman.
and it was
Oh,
probably
Superman,
lost in
right.
the loop.
He's
Oh,
going
Superman,
MIA as far as I think.
Well, but that's the thing is that he could always just deny it, and even if it's true,
Yeah.
because there's 3 options here. It's Phil made some shit up on the fly, and
Believable.
it's true.
Seems
and
the most
it's true.
likely.
It's true. Or Kat spun a tail and bullshitted him, about needing to get a restraining order from this guy, and he believed it.
That could be
Which is-
why he moved her in so suddenly.
Possibly.
Yeah.
That's
And
the thing
so-
I think.
And
Yeah.
that's. But I think it's either 1 or 3, and it would kind of suck if it was the third option, because the entire basis of their relationship would have been starting off on
A lie.
dishonesty and something pretty heinous.
Well,
It's like you
real.
don't
He was
fucking do that.
he was
Yeah, you-
grifting her of pity too. So let's be real.
Yeah, he was.
Misery loves company.
He was, but it's you just don't fucking do that. You don't
No, you
lie
don't.
about
You don't.
it. Yeah, it's
No,
fucked up.
That
I mean, I deal
ruins
with
a
domestic
person's
violence.
reputation,
Yeah, I deal with domestic violence cases. I deal with domestic violence victims, and it's you see people who it's frustrating, when people lie about it in order to cover up their misdeeds. You'll have people who will cry rape in order to cover up cheating or something like that, saying I was coerced, and so you can't question it. And it just puts the real victims in disrepute, and it makes you question. It's a terrible thing, and also it's people will do that, but it's also you get frustrated when you see people who are truly domestic violence victims, and they just skip from abusive person to abusive person. They seem to just find each other. And yet, not gonna lie, I mean, I'm involved in a dependency case right now where the mother who was involved 4 times in a row, not involving my father. My father never had there's no domestic violence allegations against him, but 4 other men that she's been with have committed domestic violence against her. There have been arrests and everything. So it's just, she seems like just going crashing into these people. But it's just sickening if that is true. But
the theory I have, is it possible it's just like a real basic, like in the state I live, they have 90-day ones, real quick ones. Is it possible that this is something that they get a quick little one, Cat moves basically halfway across the country to Washington, doesn't do anything to re-up it, and then Superman gets it expunged?
I'm not sure if you could necessarily get it. Well, it depends on the state. Some you might be able to get it expunged, and here in California, you really can't get civil ones expunged. It could be if the temporary ones. There's no because they're so easily given out. The temporary ones, you have to actually go to court to make it permanent. It's only when it's permanent is when it's when it affects things. Like if you're a commercial driver, it could affect your driver's license or getting commercial contracts with the government, especially. It could get you fired from your job. If you're in the military, it could affect your promotion. It could affect your security status. If you have top secret clearance, that can get revoked if you have a DD.
Yeah, that could get you yeeted real quick.
Yeah. And so, if it could have potentially been a temporary one that she filed, that if you have just a little bit of facts, not necessarily even evidence, but if you allege facts out of precaution, oftentimes they'll be granted.
Yeah,
and
with it being documented, she had mental health issues to begin with.
Yes. And so I wouldn't be surprised if Kat has been in an abusive relationship at some point. And because I just see this all the time, it's people who have bipolar disorder or other, especially, or other major, what you could call major daddy issues, will oftentimes seek out, because she never really knew her father. She had a fucked up home life. She was with foster family, and they will often gravitate towards people who look like quote unquote strong protectors, but they're oftentimes very controlling. They're in that dark triad. They're very controlling, very manipulative, violent, and they think, well, I can't leave them because who will protect me? Who will I be with? And so I don't want to get too far into that, but I've seen this movie before, and it's plausible, but I'm leaning more towards, I wouldn't be surprised if Phil went and looked that shit up and found, oh wow, you can't search this stuff online. The trolls will never find out that they'll never be able to find that, and just went and said it because we couldn't easily go and disprove it within minutes.
And that is my theory personally.
Yeah, I'm sort of that is possible, or Cat lied about it. More than likely, those are the two that I'm thinking about. So
okay, so
yeah.
Snood brought up something earlier before you joined us here. Snood stated that, what if Phil, because when Phil first started flying her out to Washington back and forth, what if Phil knew that the relationship was abusive and sent her back anyways? Does that just seem kind of...
That seems really shitty, but I mean, what can you really do, you know? Or
that's just that just shows Phil has bad character.
Well, you know what he did about that though. He purportedly brought her into his home with only the clothes on her back, the way that he put it.
Right, but that was in February. We're talking about from like even the summer before
That's what I'm saying. So you're telling me that he presumably, but even beyond, like even if he didn't know about the abuse, we know from Tevin that Subaru man like kicked her out because he caught her texting Phil or whatever, right? And so she had to like hurriedly fly to Renton, Washington to move in with Phil.
I mean, that's the right move. You see a hoe being a hoe, you boot him out.
Put her in the corner, right? But so that means, but did that happen after Phil had flown her from Michigan to Renton, Washington?
$7. Oh my god!
Your guess is as good as mine.
That's a very important thing, I think. Like, it's either that Phil made all that up and he actually wasn't flying her in and out back then, or he was, and she was just like, whatever, visiting Phil under her boyfriend's nose. He somehow doesn't know that she's flying out to meet some gouty pig roach. Like, yeah, I mean,
right? What is she gonna say? I'm going to visit my family when she doesn't
have
any.
Speak
to them.
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna tell him?
Jenna was in LA at the time.
Okay.
Yeah,
so it could be, I'm going out to go see my sister.
True. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I won't lie. Last night I was texting, I was DMing Duty, and I was telling him, tell Keem about Jenna. Tell Keem about Jenna. We know where she is. No. She can't get away.
I need to follow up on that.
I would like to hear her side. I would like
you have
to
a follow up on it?
No, I need to follow up on that, but I can't really get the records on the specifics online. I tried doing another online search. It's not, the specifics aren't there, like the minutes. I'll have to go into a courthouse in LA, but I mean, I'm in LA right now. I mean, my girl's at one of her fuckhead friends, at her like bridal shower, and so I'm actually here in Beverly Hills. So it's
Hollywood Meth Bear.
No, I'm actually in Orange County. I'm south of that. I fucking hate LA.
But would that raise any suspicions?
No. It's all, you just go to the computer and you just print that shit out. They don't give a fuck. It's all public record, and people ask for these things all the time.
Can you run over to the jail right now and see if she's willing to talk to us? I'm just kidding.
She is represented, and for me to talk to her, I need a reason.
Yeah.
And
we have a
few.
I mean, you can
I'd be in the computer. They would take my business card. They would see my bar card, my ID, and I would be in there, as a visitor, and it would just raise all sorts of hell. I mean, it would be interesting, but I just wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to fuck with that.
That's touching the poo.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's touching the poo.
We don't want you to get in any type of trouble.
Don't touch the poo.
No.
Yeah.
But before I knew she was in jail, I was thinking, instead of like that one D-Gen, who was on, who went, what?
The guy that
I couldn't hear you.
The Kiwi Farms guy.
Yeah, the guy went and fucked her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't, maybe just doing a straight up interview. It's sort of like, I'll pay you in like the finest dro, okay? And you could just go to town on that shit. I think she was probably doing more than that, according to her arrest. She kicked up fucking cop car.
Whoa.
Oh yeah. She damaged a cop car. She
Damn.
got arrested. They handcuffed her, threw her in the back, and that bitch started kicking a cop car.
God.
Yeah. So, I mean, she's the type of bitch. She's the type of crazy bitch. And you're like, God damn. It's like exciting. Like, I don't know if she's gonna fucking stab me while I sleep, type of a thing, which is kind of like, spicy. It's like that. This could be interesting. But it's on the level, and we're like, she actually might fucking stab me.
Yes.
What does it say? Don't fuck crazy.
I mean,
don't stick your dick in crazy.
Yeah.
Don't stick your dick
your dick in crazy. That's it. Yeah.
Don't stick your dick in crazy raw. Okay, you don't want any child support cases or anything like that.
In this case, just don't do it. Period.
For her, don't do it. Don't do it. She's probably just riddled with like super chlamydia or something like that. I don't know.
God. mega.
She was
mega
a prostitute. She was a prostitute.
Yeah,
So who knows what the fuck she was doing?
I know. I feel bad for her though.
I do as well. I mean, she was the one who got fucked with. She was the one her mom was doing the exorcism on, was locking in the closet and everything.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So she's the one who was fucked up.
She's the one.
Yeah,
but
she never
yes,
sought.
that's true.
She never sought any therapy. She never. Well, she maybe just didn't get any after she was out of the system, which a lot of people don't. Mm-hmm. And what Phil desperately needs. Therapy can help. Therapy can really, really help.
Oh,
I got
yeah,
therapy.
I can. I did too.
I got therapy when after I had a former fiance. I went and got therapy because of all the bullshit that went down because of that. It was
therapy's great.
Yeah, and then I went and there's some therapy, and then it just leads you to take a little bit of the red pill and just for me and just getting up and out there and just getting yourself straightened out and shit. So,
Yeah, I've been through it.
Yeah,
I've been
exactly.
through it myself. I had issues here a couple of years ago where life just hit fucking rock bottom. And nothing I could do to help, and I just went and saw a therapist, and after the first session, I felt great.
Yeah.
And now I'm awesome. Like, I'm feeling perfect.
It can literally only help.
Yes.
Really.
If you're a narcissist, they rubber band. It's very self-aware narcissists can benefit from therapy. Okay, but he's almost certainly not self-aware. And medication might help him. It might not necessarily be narcissism. It could just be it could be other mental illnesses he's just he's delusional. Okay. But his delusion, it could be related to narcissism. It might not be. We don't know. Medication might help him, but medication oftentimes in narcissism, it doesn't. It can help like marginally. They rubber band. You could literally have somebody make great progress in therapy, and then it can just evaporate. It could just be fairy dust, and they go back to being exactly what they were.
With Phil, the issue is because Phil has so many things wrong with him. Like him going on medication while he's an alcoholic, while he's got a gambling problem, probably wouldn't be the best idea. The therapist would need to get to the root cause of the problem and work his way out.
Yeah.
Right?
And I know a lot of people would really like to see him fail, and while I'm down to watch that, I would also really like to see him get help.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think Craig and Adam really pushed that to him during the interview.
Yeah.
To see the therapist. Like they were genuinely concerned. Now last night's thing on Duty Stream was kind of I don't know, like it was fun to watch.
Cringy.
But did it need to happen?
No.
Right? And then with Craig and Adam, like you were really pushing good to have him talk to a therapist, get help, deal with the addictions. Right?
What happened, dude?
But how is that going to get Phil to actually go through with it?
He's the only one that can push himself to do it.
Well, I looked at the sorry, go ahead, Matt.
No, you go ahead.
I looked at it's Super Shuffer and Steve, the podcast they do. Thus, I think it's called.
Oh yeah, Thus.
They did one, and Super Shuffer asks Steve, like, how effective is therapy with narcissists? And Steve basically says it's really not, and it's a lot of uncharted territory. So,
the problem with that is we see, using Phil's possible narcissism as an example, narcissists don't think they're to blame for anything, or they're the reason something is the way it is, which negates therapy. Therapy is about opening up and saying, you're right, I'm this way, I need help. People like Phil don't do that.
Well, Phil can never be wrong, so...
Oh, well, yeah, there's that too, but I didn't want to state it too obvious.
Those streams they did on that were really, really good, and I would suggest that people go watch that.
I just linked it.
Oh, nice. Great
minds. It's long, but it's...
I would love to bring... Because I know Meth and Thunder and I really want to sit down and talk with Steve of the Dead.
Yes.
Because I think
even
that would
Super
just
Trevor is pretty knowledgeable on it too.
He's love
great.
I'd bring him on too then, because I love that aspect of diagnosing Phil. I really like because Steve is really peeked into Phil's brain, and it's a scary place, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Steve.
Some of those videos are very they get kind of dark when Steve starts talking about how therapy is basically ineffective, and a large part is one, he's a very, very developed narcissist, and two, what did someone just say? Sorry, I was finding that link. When you can't find the root cause, how the fuck do you treat it? You don't.
Yeah.
You can treat A, but if the root cause is actually T, oh shit, bad letter. The root cause is actually. I swear to God, that was unintentional. I just looked at something and saw the Tennessee logo.
T.
Poor T got shot for looking at a cop. I just made it
God.
worse.
Oh my God! No.
Interview 2, it's deader than T.
Oh! All right, guys. Oh my God.
I'll see y'all in hell.
Yep, I'll be there front row center.
Oh my God! Who the fuck just changed your name to? Oh my God! Oh.
What happened?
God.
What?
His name is the ghost of Terrence Carter. God,
ever since Phil shot him, he's no T right now. So he's growing man titties and everything.
But I think, I want to ask you.
He was biting his nails when he shot T.
With everything that came out during the interview, all the financial stuff, him changing the story on bankruptcy, tax, fraud, etc. Legally, how much trouble is he in now?
I mean, quite honestly, I don't. The chances of them, going in and doing something about it is actually kind of low.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a small fry, and it just depends on how much they could end up getting out of him. But if he's writing off, when he got put onto his installment plan, he's like, well, I'm writing off all of this, and I'm writing off a lot. It seems like he's writing off his entire mortgage, apparently. Yeah. That might be of some interest to them, but it depends on when he started doing that. When he got on the installment plan, they would have made sure that all those deductions added up, and they would have come to, pretty clear number on how much he owed. So, for the back taxes, not much. I mean, I don't think it would have much of an effect, but going forward, because that was. He got on that payment plan in 2019, so he might have. I mean, he might have started doing that. So, but I mean, he could just been a fucking idiot. He just doesn't know. He just gives the number to his tax guy. How much is your mortgage? He just wrote it up, and so his tax guy just puts in the right number.
What he alluded to was, it's not my job to know this, and I don't know this. I give them to my tax guy, and oh my God, what the fuck does he have on his stream right now?
I know. I was just about to say that.
Wait.
I didn't want to interrupt anybody.
Oh God!
I didn't want to interrupt anybody
when this for a month now.
Yep.
Wait, what's going on? What's going on? I really can't.
I will.
Picture of him in a bunny
his
suit.
Face, yeah.
Darish is probably rock hard looking at that.
I mean, if you're gonna do it, all right, Phil. I'm gonna tell you this, Phil. From a guy who's
No.
ventured into a lot of different fanfares and whatnot, I've seen people dressed up as various things, from furries to anime characters to movie stars, drag, you name it, I've seen it. Bill, if you're gonna go that far, just buy a fucking bunny suit and put yourself in it and snap a goddamn picture and fake the background. That's all you need to do. Or buy the bunny suit, drive out to an open field, because I'm sure you have one, and just have Kat take a picture of you in a bunny suit standing there. God damn, dude,
But
you
that would
lazy
make
even
him
for
be
that.
even more of an LOL cow. You think he would do that?
It would be better than that. At least it'd be like, okay, at least he's gonna.
Cover up the face, man, please. I don't want to
Yeah,
see
put
it.
put a full bunny mask on, head on.
Yeah, that's what I'm
please.
saying. Just put a full bunny suit on and have your wife snap a picture and hold up an Easter basket. I mean, come on. Do you think the people that go to the mall dressed up as the bunny give a fuck? No. Besides the one I punched in the dick when I was a little kid, but that poor bastard.
Oh my
funny.
god!
Like, the reason why
Jesus.
it's funny is because you actually don't mind, like, maybe making yourself look a little foolish, right? Even though he really makes
That's
himself
the
look
thing,
foolish
though.
on an
Phil
hourly
can't
basis.
do
Yeah. No, I'm not one grave. I'm saying I've been to their conventions before out of curiosity, just as I've been to anime conventions. I've been to a lot of different conventions. And you see a lot of shit, and you see a bunch of different people dressed up. And if you're gonna play the part, play the part.
Man, some of those fursuits are fucking crazy elaborate. Man.
They're so elaborate that if I ever went to a furry convention, I'd definitely bring a flamethrower.
I went to one. I went
I'll
to
say
one.
this.
It was an adventure.
Yeah, you feel it's overwhelming because it feels like you're literally stepping out of real life.
Oh yeah.
It feels like you're stepping into a cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one I went to was actually pretty clean. Like they were really clean. They didn't smell horrible. One guy did pass out because it was hot and fursuits don't have no way to cool you off.
Right, unless you have like fans in your
In your suit,
head, in your head, yeah, you're not going to. I think that whole thing about furries thinking is that true? Yeah, but that's true about most conventions. You're gonna find some pretty smelly people, and it's not all. It's not everybody. It's just,
I mean, and it's a good point. You say that. How do they? You say they stink. Here's the thing. Remember the whole thing that went down with the Super Smash Brothers thing, where they were literally telling teams you can't compete unless you wash your ass.
Yeah.
So it's
Wow.
not just oh well they're furries, they're automatically stinky. No, this was from a Smash community. They're not wearing fursuits. These are dudes just sitting down to play a game.
Anyone who
Wow.
has participated in a Magic the Gathering tournament will be
Oh.
well acquainted
It's-
with.
Wasn't there a guy that got banned for like taking photos of people showing like poor hygiene or like their ass crack showing or something
Yeah,
like that?
when he was going, he would kneel beside him and then like take a picture of the ass crack with his face.
Yeah, and he had about 155,000 like individual pictures from that,
that's
right?
like the people of Walmart.
Dude,
Oh my
basically.
god.
There was a team that got banned from the Smash community because they were using the BO as a tactic.
Smart.
So the other people were
Oh,
too
wow.
grossed out to fight.
I mean, back in the day,
That's
if you had a big enough ballroom, you'd say, "All right, Smash, you got that little corner over there. Everybody else, you got the
Yeah.
other part."
I love the
Wow.
idea of being like an IRL Nurgle, like just having an aura of decay around you and you're causing people
I mean,
like
I
damage
would.
over time.
No.
I went to school with people like that. Like it's
Yeah.
it's not fun.
Oh no.
I mean, I'll admit, though,
Pop and Nurgle is definitely in that office. That hand who just keeps on going, man.
I'll admit though, the most elaborate suit I seen, it was a ghost furry, and he had this suit. Whenever he would talk, the mouth would actually open, and he had steam coming out the mouth, and the eyes would light up.
Oh, that's
And I was like, "Yo,
Wow.
that's fucking tight." And he's like, "Yeah, this suit cost me almost 15 grand."
yeah.
I was like, "Fuck that."
Yeah,
I think my heart
no.
just stopped.
I wanted a fursuit at one point because I was a part of that community for a little while, and just even the most simplest of ideas will cost you like upwards of like 1,500.
Oh yeah, the tail alone I think is like $500.
Oh, you can get some really cool articulated tails that have the jointed skeleton that they build the tail around. Those are like expensive as fuck.
You guys know a suspicious amount of
I'm
stuff
curious
about
fursuits too.
but
Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave that alone.
What kind of
Snood's
furry are
interested
you guys?
right now. Like,
No, when I'm interested, I will look into something.
Not anymore, I promise.
When I'm interested, like, if I'm interested in a concept, I will look into it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what it is. Like hell, did you know?
Why he was
Did you
Derek
know?
so hard.
Now we know.
In the U.S. government, there is a safe sex zombie survival guide.
Oh my goodness!
Okay.
What the hell?
That's good.
Okay.
Yes,
I'm confused a little bit.
I got back in 2018. No, it was 2017. I got drunk one night, and I was like, I'm just gonna look up random shit, and I just typed in, "Is there a safe sex for zombies?" Because remember, there was a few movies. There was a movie where the guy's wife was pregnant and she was a zombie, and the baby came out a zombie. I said, I wonder if they actually written. I actually was like, I wonder if they actually written something about this. And I was drunk looking it up, and sure enough, there is a safe sex survival guide, and it was telling you what the protection, tie downs, and other stuff. And I was like, I'm too deep and I'm too drunk. And I just closed everything and I walked out my room.
Dawn of the Dead remake, we're in there in the mall. Yep, people are saying it in chat.
Yeah. And I walked out, my roommate at the time was like, bro, you all right? I was like, dude, I just looked up and found that there's a safe sex zombie guide. He's like, oh shit. I was like, yeah, I'm going for a walk.
Wow.
Let's talk more about what happened last night.
Yeah.
Sorry, we've been wandering off
No,
topic.
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. But like, it's just I think we've covered enough of for interview.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to move into the stuff now from that happened yesterday.
Okay.
Because I was on the tractor beam with Snood and Indrid and on all the others.
Yeah.
And that, like, Phil spurging out was top tier. We were laughing.
That was mask all. Mask all.
Yeah.
That was just great. But then the duty stream stuff afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were.
I was so fucking high last night, and that shit was popping off, and I was just sitting here I had World of Warcraft on one screen, and I had Discord up and duty stream on the other, and I was just like, my God.
So I had the podcast on from Craig last night.
Yeah, that was the same thing. He was on the call
same
duty
thing.
though.
Yeah, because he was on.
Oh, okay, that was the same. Okay.
And then you had Gundam show up, and then you had Shinko show up, and you had Proper show up.
I went to bed long before that though. I didn't see the last parts of it.
My head was just, I'm like, okay, might as well get Tevin, contact Medicare, get fucking Moist Critical on, just start filling it up, right? You want to get to the bottom of this. Like, Keem and Craig had like the perfect moment last night.
Yeah,
like, they had. Now, unfortunately, Gundam was getting a little bit of the lore wrong again. Right, and but having Gundam on there, like,
he said he wasn't a lore master. He's like,
yeah, he said he wasn't a lore master. Like that, right?
Yeah, and he said Tevin was the lore master. So
just like having all those people there, like this was just like, and I've said it before this week. This was a Christmas fucking miracle.
So
yeah,
but you forgot one thing.
What's that?
Why does Keem have to be there? Because he got to put himself in everything.
How dare he?
No.
The whole Keem thing, like everything with Keem, like now that Keem knows about, and I know like Indrid and Heather and I talked about this at the beginning. Keem now has his eyes set on Howard, Rambo, Leanna, Darish.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, Shinko did a thing on that today about.
I gotta watch it later.
He did it. It's like 15 minutes, and he was he was basically apologizing because when they were talking about Leanna. The chat, Craig's chat was like, "No, don't drag her into this. She's out of this."
Yes,
that's
my thinking. Leanna got away from all this, right?
Yeah,
Howard and John,
because
same thing.
Keem wants to find her.
Right? I know Keem really wants to find her. I was just like,
Keem wants to find her, and Duty's like, "Well, I have her information. I can pass it to you."
No.
Oh my God, that's so bad.
Yeah,
my stance is this, real quick: if Leanna chooses to willingly speak when she chooses to speak, hear her out.
Yeah.
Leave that woman
Yeah.
alone. I think
agree.
somebody told me she got engaged.
She is.
She's
Yeah.
She's engaged now.
She out there enjoying
Good for
life
her.
in Seattle, doing whatever the hell she want to do. Leave her be. Now, if through some way, she decides I'm ready to talk, or she sees, a trail of gout crystals at Fred Meyer.
Yeah.
Ooh.
If
Yeah.
she gets wind of the, don't actively seek her out. Keem, please.
Yeah.
Don't leave her be. Duty. That's real bad if you sending
Please,
that girl info out
please.
there, man. Leave that girl be.
Actually,
please.
but the bigger question would be,
Same with John and Howard.
who gave
I don't
him
know.
the information?
That's
I'm sure
probably
by
fine.
her information, he means he has the link to her Instagram because I also
I
follow
think
her.
so.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's-
yeah.
Instagram as well.
yeah.
And that's all
Yeah.
publicly
Right,
open,
yeah.
right?
So
I mean,
yeah, it's
I'm not against him posing the question to her. Like,
I did
ask
that
the question.
for,
Hey, I would like to interview you. Would you like, about Darkside Phil? Would you be open to that? And if she says no, let it go.
I did that for that being said,
Yeah,
they
Heather.
said they were interested in an interview with her, and I said, well, hey, it might be better if a woman reached out to her. I'll go ahead and do it. I haven't heard from her, and I've left her alone since.
That's the thing.
I'm not,
Mhm.
And I
Yeah.
think we all came to the assumption that maybe after we had done that, because
it wasn't a good idea. Yeah,
it wasn't a good idea, right?
Oh,
Now,
it was her name. Oh, okay. It was her name.
for
Cool.
Howard and Rambo.
Mentioned
Same
him.
thing.
She
They're-
alluded to
they-
him on her
they-
Instagram, though.
Go ahead,
John
Matt.
has an
Go ahead.
award, man.
She has alluded
Yeah.
to Phil on her Instagram about, God, I think it was something about mistakes or something of that nature. And it's like, oh, well, yeah, somebody made a comment about her getting out of one, and she's like, oh, yeah, I know it. And so I think that was alluding to Phil. It
And that
had
just
something to do
like-
with the relationships.
That was last year, right?
Yeah.
The comment.
Yeah.
She did.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't follow her, so I don't even have an Instagram.
I just heard it.
so.
I heard it through the Kiwi Farms. I remember reading it there on the farm.
Oh.
So, but it's like you have all these.
No, I don't
people
think Phil
involved.
follows her.
Oh, I believe Phil does.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
I don't think he does. Or
I
I mean, he
think-
might,
Wait.
and then it piss him off even more because she's moving on. And he's not.
he's above his level one.
I mean, like I said, you want to ask somebody, that's one thing. Because the only way to really find out is you have to ask. You have to ask them if they're willing, and if they say they're not willing, you drop it right then and there.
Right.
And I get it, and this is where the zealot part of the vortex comes into play, because there are people that want to bury Phil, and if she agrees to it, if any of this goes through, and if she agrees to it, that would be one of the things leading up to burying Phil completely.
Oh, totally. That would be, you literally have evidence from somebody that lived with the man.
With you. Yeah, and it's one of the things, like, Phil doesn't realize he just opened up. I mean,
A lot.
he got what he wanted. He wanted eyes on him. He wanted conversation about him. He got it. He got exactly what he wanted. Not how he wanted it, but he got it. And now what happens? Now everybody's going to start looking into your life.
So,
Keem just made fun of you and moved the fuck on.
right.
The podcast was just like, hey, we just wanted you to get your side out, but we were going to ask you questions because this is questions people legitimately have and you've never answered them. But now because Phil flew off this handle,
Yes.
now everybody's going to get involved.
Keem even said, like, look, I never went after this guy unless I was provoked.
Right.
And
Yeah.
now, not like
Monkey
an
paw.
hour after them getting off the call, Phil's talking shit about Keem. So you don't think that's going to provoke the man after he just sat and had about an hour-long conversation and was extremely respectful with you? You got to be a real dent to think Keem came on there and was disrespectful to Phil. He was respectful to everybody.
The
was
thing
very
that
They were
gets
all respectful.
The thing that-
Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was just
I
going to say,
quit.
Adam actually even admitted, he's like, this is the calmest I ever seen Keem.
right?
Yeah.
The thing that bothered me about the Keem thing is Phil acting like Keem inserted himself when it was Adam and Craig who invited him on, and
Well-
it was just like,
He was relevant to what they were discussing because Phil was lying about the situation. He was lying about the way the events transpired. And I'm sorry, if you're a good interviewer and you have evidence that comes forth that can paint a clearer picture, then you do that. Like, I'm sorry, whining about Keem being on there is just him being a fucking idiot.
oh,
It's
he
'cause
wanted
it
the
fucked his
spotlight
narrative.
on himself and nobody else, and Keem was.
I
Taking
do
that.
feel that I felt like they were ganging up on Phil, but then seeing Phil shit on Keem again right after the podcast, I was just like,
He got
fuck
what
it.
he deserved.
Phil got what he
got
deserved,
what
exactly.
he deserved.
I was just, that's right.
The reason I said that, the reason I said he got what he deserved, it wasn't even because it felt like they were ganging up on him. It was the moment when they said Keem was coming on. Are you okay with that? And he said yes. And the moment Keem got on
At
there,
first he was like, no. no.
yeah, at first.
No.
But what changed it for me was when Keem got on there and was being respectable and thanked Phil for letting him allow to be on there and talk.
Yeah.
Phil started attacking him immediately.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, all right, fuck you, dude. Whatever happens, happens. Because that right there is deplorable. Like, even if I don't like you and you come on and you're being respectable, I'm going to be respectable to you.
I mean,
I'm not going to sit there and attack your character at every second. Like, every word that was coming out of his mouth was attacking Keem.
Yes.
Like I said, I'm not a Keem fan, but I respect him and give him mad props for how professionally he conducted himself when he knew. I'm sure he knew as soon as everything was said and done, Phil was going to go back to talking shit about him. That's not easy to put yourself out there when you know. Well, okay, let me backtrack a little. I know Keem has this whole thing where he would just say, fuck it. He doesn't care what people says about him, be it he's rich or whatever, I don't care. But, he put himself out there, set himself up to be talked shit about by Phil.
Mm-hmm.
And he still did it.
Yeah.
But Phil talking shit about somebody isn't really bad, right? Like, we just laugh at it.
Or
But
new.
it's still annoying.
Phil shitting on game developers, or Phil shitting on politicians, or Phil shitting on detractors, or Phil shitting on Keem. Right? We just, we laugh, right? Like,
right.
Yeah. So here's my question. Is that Dark Side Phil or is that Phil Burnell?
It's Phil.
Hold on, I wrote
tired
down
of
the
the
quote.
dis-
I wrote down the quote.
I'm making that joke
yeah.
because of what he said.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I don't believe there are two Phils. I believe there is one Phil that has not evolved.
Was he a Pokemon now?
Yes.
No, that's
mentioned that
a
last
Stuttering
night.
Craig quote. That's
Phil
a Craig
brought
quote
that last
Stuttering
night
Craig,
too,
okay.
because Phil brought that up during Snood's stream about he's always evolving. He's human. Humans are always evolving. And I was just like, oh my god. Like,
And,
But is
and,
he going
and
to
Indrid's-
evolve into
and
a
Indrid's stream.
two-cell
yeah,
amiibo?
and
What?
Indrid, yes, Indrid, yes. Sorry,
No.
sorry, Indrid.
No injured. Not anymore.
We love you, Indrid.
No, that's okay. I walked away for a second.
But like, where do we see Phil going forward? Like, we're looking at on the screen right now. Phil's gone right back again, begging. He's doing the shitty React content. He's got his toilet seat headphones on, right, neck phones.
So,
Like
okay,
nothing happened. Like nothing happened.
Here
and he's
is-
money buffed. He's $80 in already.
He's almost 90
Yeah.
bucks in, isn't he?
90 is that
Mhm.
89? I'm
He's
sitting
at
20 away
89.
from
Yeah.
him.
My thought is this: from seeing people who are narcissists like Phil and delusional like Phil, he is going to isolate himself further and be worse and more bitter than he was before this.
Yeah.
He is going to double down on his mannerism.
Like I said, that being said,
They
Discord, I'm
created a
saying-
monster.
Go ahead,
When
Trey.
I said in the that being said Discord, he's not going to talk to anyone ever. He's literally just going to be in his house from 24/7 and never leave. It's going to get worse.
Fine. Who
No,
fucking
I-
cares? He got
Oh, I
what he
know.
deserved.
Like,
Well, it's
he
he's
is
stepped
never
out that
gonna
echo
talk.
chamber.
The echo chamber is just going to get bigger.
Oh yeah.
Never gonna
Oh my
leave.
god.
Oh,
Instacart, order everything online.
He is
Never leave.
he is going to double down on what he's been doing and amplifying the worst traits. He is going to come away worse than he was before from this.
Do I see? Will he continue to try to do stuff with RTU though? He will until he sees RTU as more of a hindrance. Like right now, he's sitting there when he's like, "Well, why don't you come by the stream tonight?" That's him basically saying, "I'm reaching out for an ally. I need somebody to believe me."
Yes.
Yeah.
And what happened was when Phil went on that podcast, he literally thought anybody was just going to listen to him and be like, "Oh yeah, Phil, you're right, man. Yeah, fuck those guys. They're wrong and this and that." And then he found out, like, no, dude, people with a logical brain, or thinking people,
non-room temp IQ.
yeah, they're not going to sit there and believe what you're spewing, and you have nothing to back it up. You want to, it's like, even you lied about the damn bank statements. Like, I get it. I agree. Dude should have never hacked your account. I get it.
We all say
never,
that.
Yeah, it should have never happened.
Nobody. I don't think anyone on this call endorses what happened there.
But, and I said it on my own stream. You pushed somebody to that point that they acted. And you just want to blame them, and it's like, dude, you gotta look at yourself. Yeah, they still shouldn't have did it, but you pushed someone to do that. You've lied so much that people were literally calling the place you got your car fixed to make sure you were telling the goddamn truth.
Yeah, I don't condone that either, by the way.
And there was the whole. He was flat out asked, "Do you believe somebody made a fake bank account to get at you in this way?" And he stared right at his camera and said, "Yes, I do."
Crazy.
And that is, what do you gain out of that?
Yes, that's true.
Oh,
Nice.
I love that. I love that.
It's like, what do you gain out? Like,
my-
nobody gains anything from that.
And
Well,
that. Go ahead.
His ego does. He's like, yeah, see, I am a victim. I'm the guy that's the victim. I'm definitely not lying right now. Never.
I was horrified when he said that, though. I mean, the whole, "Oh, it's not my account." It's like, what? You know what?
Yeah.
Like
First
to
off,
to actually forge a fucking bank account
would be
and to be able to make those transactions happen. Like, I'm sorry.
how rich would you have to be to pull that off?
Extremely.
Just remember the entire scenario, the bank leak scenario is: 1, it wasn't his; 2, yes, it was and wasn't his; 3, it was all made up; 4, they
There's a
stole
nugget of proof.
$9,000; and now 5, we're back to it's not his account. They didn't hack it.
Yeah.
It's a cycle, never-ending cycle.
Right.
And Adam saw through
mediocrity.
that like a
I think-
champ.
I think everyone, everyone saw through it other than his audience and his fans.
Yeah.
Like, well, I can't say that because some of his fans, I don't agree with them
lost
tipping him.
fans. He lost fans after that.
I mean, that remains to be seen.
Yeah.
Well, I know
odd, ain't
people.
Like I said, you see some of his fans fucking tipping him saying, "I'm kind of skeptical after your appearance there, Drew." Like, no, dude, if you're skeptical, man, stop
Don't
giving the
tip
fucker
him.
money.
Yeah.
Just leave and be done with them.
Walk away. Come
Andrew,
chill with
Snood,
us.
What do you guys think is going to happen moving forward here?
It's gonna get worse.
If
Yeah.
today is any indication, he's gonna do his best to be rolling with the punches, Phil, and just never ever bring it up again until someone makes a comment that's like prescient enough that it triggers him and he goes ballistic. I think it's gonna end with him going ballistic, quitting in the middle of a stream, and then like maybe taking a day or two off just to be like, "Well, you'll see how much you miss me has been gone, bit."
He needs to take a week off. He needs to
I want
he needs to take
Scorched
2
Earth
weeks
Phil
off.
now.
Definitely.
He needs to quit.
I mean,
Well,
that's
and
the
real.
ultimate. That's the ultimate. But he needs to take at least 2 weeks off. That way, give people time to let this go.
Oh, that's part of his biggest issue is he oversaturates the market with his content.
Yeah.
If he did, only stream, say, like 3 days a week because he got a part-time job doing whatever,
He'd be
his
getting a lot
his
more
audience,
tips.
his audience
Yeah.
would, actually have time to let the tip skill cool down to where they can actually give some money.
Yeah, I'd mentioned earlier that I think this is the start of the really hard downfall. Like there's nowhere he can go from here. It's just down. It's gonna be all down. I don't think it's gonna get better.
Unless he manages to pull a whale that's got some stupid money, I think this is. But we were talking about this in the Detractor Beam Discord earlier. It is kind of the best case scenario for detractors is to see him sitting perpetually stuck in his self-made hell.
Mm-hmm.
I certainly enjoy that part a lot.
So that's the entertaining part for us, right? To watch him just spurg out.
Watching this piggy get roasted in hell for the rest of eternity. Yeah, absolutely.
It's like a fucked up, right? It's like a fucked up Dante's Inferno in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Dime on this tasty swine.
Dante's
All you need to do is get in line.
Ginferno, nice.
Yep.
I like that.
Derek's Ginferno.
There you go. You got there.
What do you think is?
Actually, that would be something like Derek singing Timon's Flula song from The Lion King.
Hakuna Matata all day.
No, from when they were distracting the hyenas, and he was talking about Pumbaa being
tasty meat. He was trying to have tasty meat.
Yeah.
Are you aching for some bacon?
Bacon. He's a big pig, and he can be a big pig too.
Matthew, what do you think?
Man, this Aston Martin's all scratched the hell up.
What the fuck? Well, you're in Hollywood.
No, I just. No, Beverly. Actually, if anybody's interested in cars, I got some pics of. There's this Persian designer who's named Bijan, and he used to have a yellow Veyron outside of his shop, but somebody threw a brick through the window, and so now he has this custom-made yellow Rolls Royce with alligator interior and looks like bird's eye walnut and shit like that.
Oh wow!
He's dead, but they keep on buying a car to replace it to put outside its shop. So, I got some pics if somebody wants to see that shit.
Hell yeah!
If anybody's into cars.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I like
What do you think is going to happen with Phil here moving forward now?
Slow burn. I mean, I think it's probably going to be a bit. There's going to be some drop off, but then I think it's just going to be slow. I don't think he's going to be very easily going to be able to pick up any whales, and you'll start seeing them cry as he can't throw money away anymore. He'll only have enough money to actually pay his bills, which will be fucking horrific for him. He needs to have his dopamine, he needs to have his fun. And because he's always talking about that, we just can't go out and have fun on one of our days off. I think that's probably I don't think it's going to be a crash and burn necessarily. I think he's still got some time left, but I don't think he's going to be able to maintain it for too long. Maximum. Because a lot of these pay pigs out there are fetishistic about it. They like that Phil needs them in order to survive, and so they'll keep paying until something big happens in their life to where they can't. So maximum, at the very extreme, 3 years. But I say by probably this time next year, I could see that you'll be having some major distress.
The well is definitely drying. The leak is just very slow, and that's why it's taking a while.
And he won't. The thing is, he might be able to extract a few rich pay pigs like he did before, and that would refill that level a little bit. But he's not going to be able to come back to this. He's going to sink.
Yes.
But it's going to be sooner than we all thought.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's the start of a new arc then for us, isn't it? Somewhere where we haven't been within the Philverse.
God damn that vampire!
Yeah.
Fucking sick.
I think we'll end it there, guys.
Oh, okay.
And everybody can go watch this DSP reacts. I know I don't want to.
I don't want to.
I'm gonna hop over on
Decepticon and Steve. Oh yeah, taking L's.
Taking L's and Decepticon and Steve.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go over there too here, maybe just for a little bit, just see what's going on. But I want to thank Indrid, Snood, Trey, for joining us like this again.
Thank
guys,
you.
You are welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Being here.
And maybe next time, Snood, we can get you some more gear in World of Warcraft, so we get that eye level up.
Sorry, what is your eye level right now?
I don't know, like 414 or something like that.
That's very
Yeah,
cute.
we
Very
need to.
sweet.
I need to get more time and play with the guys again. Wait,
Snoot,
what?
I will get on my way to Canada, and we will go to wherever you said that Toys R Us was to see
Yeah.
if we can
Let's go. Let's
do some investigative journalism.
Listen. There are some Chase Transformers that
Wait,
come through the
he
market of
works at
Ontario
Toys
Toys
R
R
Us?
Us.
Yeah,
What?
Allegedly.
He did no. Okay, so what he did, I know we're ending the stream, but he did in Ontario. In order to graduate high school, you need to do like either in your grade 12 years, you need to do a co-op if you're in a non-academic graduation program. You need to do a work co-op, and sometimes that means you apprentice somewhere or whatever, right? Derek's co-op was working at the Toys R Us.
Oh.
So
that provides a lot of context.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
context.
Content.
It does. Yeah. Ow.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, everybody. I want to thank everybody again for joining us. Meth, Lord, thanks for some of that legal stuff that we.
Yeah.
got through.
Yeah.
Trey,
Thanks.
thanks for joining us too. Ice again.
Take care,
Love having
everybody.
you guys on. And
I appreciate it. I gotta get you on my warship sometime, man. Gotta get you on there.
yeah, definitely. Okay, everybody. Thanks again.
Wait, just wait. Who wanted those things? It was Ice and who else?
Me.
Wait, who? I'm
Lord.
Lord. Okay, got it. Thunder.
Yeah,
Okay, got it.
Thunder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Everybody
care,
have a good
everybody.
weekend. We'll see you again next
Thanks.
time.
Thanks, guys.
Too.
Have a great
See you next
weekend.
time.
Be good.
See ya.